What is up? And we are back with a brand new edition. Allow me to introduce myself. Well, I get all right and tight around here. Okay, sorry. I was eating. So, my name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and, everything else to work in your fucking favor. I already know that sounds good to you, so go ahead and click that follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. I go live typically every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, I always post them on the tube of the U. So while you're there, subscribe. Go ahead, subscribe right now. And watch the lives back. What up, Just Nick and girlfriend? Okay, because they're long as fuck. And then just drop a little comment on there so that they'll push my videos out, because it's already working. Anyway, what's up, Nadine, girlfriend? Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your recipe for you, or you want to work with me one-on-one so we can figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, then all links are in my bio. I've got text coaching. I don't know why I keep seeing email coaching. I think that's the stupidest fucking form of coaching in the planet. Okay. What up, Nest girlfriend? WhatsApp community, one-on-one coaching, and manifest for me and a bundle pack, hypnosis, society's guided meditations, all the glorious shit. All right. All links are in the bio. I should put that here so everybody knows. What's up, Lulu, girlfriend? All right, we'll talk about that in a second, why he ended up reblocking you, okay? Also, anyone who reposts the live is going to be entered to win some glorious prizes, okay? But before we begin, can we just talk about my Mother's Day experience real quick? So we went to lunch, right? My daughter ate my hamburger bun on the top. She picked like a pigeon. And so I said, you know what? I love this for me because she saved me all those calories. You know what I'm saying? She's like, but then she was cold inside the place because it's hot out here. And we're in pajama bottoms. And mine are like the ones that you wear in the fucking winter time because she bought them for me and insisted I wear them. So here we are. And she's cold. And she's like, so I was like, do you want to sit outside? So now here we are sitting outside. We're the only ones sitting outside, like a bunch of weirdos because it's fucking hot. Okay. And then what happens? Now I have to hurry up and eat my salad because there's cheese on top and I don't want my cheese to melt. Oh, kitty cat. And AJ, can you push your messages back to the top, please? Because I was looking for them earlier and then I ran out of time. What up, Phoenix? What up, Liz? So there's that. But I had a glorious, glorious day. And then woke up today with an even better day. Because you know what today is? Today is Don't Question Shit Monday. Yeah, that's right. It's a trend now. It's trending. I find it benefits you guys. You guys do very well with challenges. Okay? You do very well with challenges. You do very well with all the things. Taylor, I responded to you, girlfriend. Taylor's messages fucking kill me every time. I responded to your message today. But anyway, I had a really great phone call this morning. So I'm on cloud 9, bitches, which is what I want for all of you. There have been a lot of people that took me up on my challenge to you to end the nonsense. And so many of you guys are getting movement, which I'm really, really proud of. Really, really proud of. Okay. And, well, Flashy, we're going to fix that. Okay. We are fixing that. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things. Let me answer some of your questions, because if not, then I get fucking ranting. And I will be ranting later. Okay. But right now I will answer some of your questions before they get pushed way the fuck down. All right. So, I mean, if you notice the trend in success stories, I'm just going to tell you, everyone says what? There's this one word everyone uses. What is it? Oh, yes. It's called persist. That's the word. Persist. Persist. Okay. So what's your fucking name? Vega? Okay. He ended up reblocking you. You're very confused. Okay. So it depends on why you're reblocked. And we're not going to address the fact that I'm having an god-awful hair day today, okay? So if you're confused, thanks, Lindsay and MKD girlfriends, what happened prior to being reblocked? You have to go in your mind palace, okay? And you have to understand this is feedback, right? So everything's feedback. So were you talking? And then it led to you being reblocked. If it did, what kind of conversations were you having? Were you insisting on talking about your relationship? Because that's forcing the 3D. If that's the case, then that's why you're reblocked, okay? Second of all, you should not be looking at anything from a negative light. Anything from a negative light. Doesn't even matter if you're blocked, okay? If you're blocked, then you turn the shit around and be like, obviously I'm on his mind. Because nobody wakes up when, you have to understand that in every action, there is a thought process that leads to the action, okay? So if they block you, they didn't just wake up one day and just be like, well, let me look at this bitch up and block her. That's not what happened, okay? Obviously, they are thinking about you, which is what led to being blocked, okay? Even reblocked. Obviously, they thought about you, which is why they reblocked you. On top of that, of course, I would not acknowledge being blocked, first and foremost, but turn it around, and you don't have to acknowledge being blocked to acknowledge the fact that obviously I'm on his fucking mind 24/7, and he cannot stop looking at my profile. He can't stop looking at it. He looks at my profile all day, every day. And all he does every time he sees my profile, all it does is bring back the good memories in our relationship. Like, he literally is obsessed with me. Because how many times? Thanks, Sarah, girlfriend. Like, honestly, how many times do I have to tell you that being blocked only means that they want to creep on your profile and not have you know they're creeping on your profile? That's literally all that means, is that they're creeping on your profile. And they don't want you to know about it, because if you weren't blocked, then you would know every time they look at your stories and all that shit. So they'd rather not have you know that. So instead, they block you so they can unblock you at any time, check out your shit, and then reblock you. Yeah. Or they have a dummy account. They have a fake profile. Do you know how many people have fake profiles? So obviously they're checking me out from another profile. Okay? You have to understand that. So stop looking at shit from a negative light and look at it like, obviously you run on this guy's mind 24/7. You live rent-free in his brain because all he can do is think about you, which is why all of a sudden he wants to block you. Okay? Okay, I don't know why I can't read these fucking names, and you guys kill me when it's in cursive. Okay, tips for self-concept. Yes. It's less about self-concept and more about self-love. Okay? Because when you focus on self-love instead of self-concept, it unlocks all the selves, okay? Because if you love yourself, then it increases your self-respect, your self-confidence, your self-concept, all of that shit, because you love yourself. Okay, which means, and the way you do that is you don't need anyone to validate how the fuck you should be feeling about yourself, right? Is I want to be with my SP because I want to be with my SP. I don't need to be with them to validate myself. I know who the fuck I am. And when you know who the hell you are and you love yourself, guess what? It pushes out. It's radiant. Okay, it's radiant. So you have a couple, what I recommend is an umbrella affirmation that covers all the shit. Okay. If you're insisting on working on self-concept, you literally only need to tell yourself, you have a great self-concept. I have a great self-concept. Job done. Because your subconscious mind knows what that means for you. Okay, because everyone's idea of self-concept is different. So when you tell yourself, I have a great self-concept, well, that covers all the fucking problems you think you have. Even if, because you are aware of certain ones, but you may not be aware of other ones. So by saying by identifying as having a great self-concept, it covers all the shit you may not even consciously be aware of. Okay? So therefore, that's exactly what happens. You feel great. Also, you can tell yourself you're fucking perfect. I am perfect. I am literally perfection. I am perfect. I'm fucking perfect. Therefore, perfection is exactly what you become. Okay? I'm perfect. I love myself. I am absolutely perfect. Everybody wants me. Like, literally, who wouldn't? The world is not about, and you can have a whole inner conversation about this. Like, toot your own fucking horn. That's what you need to do. Okay, is toot your own horn. So many people are like, your ego is not your amigo. No, your ego is your best fucking friend. Okay? It's not like, there's this weird thing in There's this weird concept in the manifestation community where it's like your ego works against you. What? I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I've heard it so many times. I don't watch other creators because if I do, then I will feel inclined to comment and challenge. So I prefer not to do that. So I don't watch all that shit because then it just fucking pisses me off and annoys the shit out of me because I listen to all of it and I'm like, okay. I don't agree with anything they're saying. So I don't watch them, but I see a rising trend amongst people who are consciously creating in where they're like, my ego gets in the way. Gets in the fucking way of what? Like somehow your ego is separate from you. Like it's weird. It's weird. It's like an alter ego. Like, okay, you know what that's called? Split personalities. What the fuck are you talking about? Your ego is your best friend. You should think you're the baddest bitch in the fucking world. It's called confidence. It's called confidence. Oh, and because that's what people do. Oh, you have an inflated ego. You're just full of yourself. Yeah, you're damn right. And you should try it out sometime. People that think you have a bad self-concept or people that try to tell you the reason why you don't have your shit is because you have a bad self-concept doesn't know what they're fucking talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Because manifestation, does self-concept help when it comes to your SP? Sure, yeah, because you do need to see yourself as a bad bitch, as one who's desired by your SP, right? As one who is on that pedestal. So yeah, it matters to a degree, but it is not everything. Because I know people who have a stellar self-concept, a great self-concept, but they also believe that the one that they want, they can have whoever they want, except the one that they want. Or when I want someone, they don't want me back. But they've got a great self-concept. So it doesn't have shit to do with manifesting. It really doesn't. And I hate that people try to convince you that the reason why you don't have your shit has to do with self-concept. Because at the end of the day, I have not met a single person that doesn't have some level of self-concept. So toot your own horn. That's how you increase your self-concept, is by looking at yourself in the mirror and raving about yourself. I'm my biggest fan. You need to be your biggest fan and be like, yeah, no, I'm a bad bitch. Like, have you seen me? Like, please get on my level. Get on my level. Because when you see yourself as a bad bitch, gutter trash doesn't fucking bother you because what competition? Seriously? I don't think so. No, get on my level, bitch. You don't compare to me. Okay, that's the attitude you end up having. You know, when the 3D tries to trigger you, you're like, seriously? Play again. Why? Because I know who the fuck I am, and I know that that's my man, and there's 3D ain't gonna convince me otherwise. I love what Taylor said this in her voice note today. She's like, she tends to speak before. She verbalized what she meant to internalize. What up, Shanty girlfriend? And she was like, and he said her boyfriend had said something to her, and she said, he goes, you're not saying things. She goes, that's because I'm not listening to anything I don't want to hear. She told him that. But that's the attitude you need to have. Like, the fuck? I don't care. Try again. Trigger me? I don't think so, because I know who the fuck I am. I don't need to question my role in his life. I don't need to question my role in society at all, because his life is not the same unless I'm in it. Yeah, he cannot breathe without me. You know, that's the attitude you should have in general, in life. Relationships should never define who you are and affect your self-concept in any sense of that word. But it does often, because we care about other people's opinions over our own, because we've been told about ourselves our entire lives. People try to tell you about yourself. I told you guys, in California, where we live, in Southern California, everyone thinks that everyone here is full of Botox and fake. They think everyone here looks like fucking Barbie. And I'm like, that's not how it is here. It's not, but that's the stigma that Orange County has. And they think everybody's fucking rich in Orange County. No, they're not, you know. Things like that. I'm sure it costs more to live here, but sure, we make more, but it also costs more. It's no different whether you live in fucking Podunk, Michigan, or you freaking live in California. The income is comparable to the cost of living. That's just standard. So there's that. But I vote against minimum wage every day, and I don't give a fuck. I will vote against minimum wage until the wheels fall off. Because, well, you guys already know my minimum wage stance on that. Just like tipping. So we don't need to hash it out. The lady at fucking Walmart yesterday, I was so damn annoyed. I almost told her about herself yesterday. The worst thing Walmart could have done is given their employees stools to sit down. Because I'm like, so I'm not at self-checkout. I'm not at self-checkout. What up? Congrats, Linz. I am not at self-checkout. However, I'm at an actual checkout aisle. I want to pay, I'm going to pay 10 cents for your stupid little paper bags that don't hold hardly shit. And I have to bag my own shit. Because I told her, I said, I'm going to get bags too. And she just starts scanning my shit and putting it on top. And I was like, excuse me, who the fuck is bagging my shit? Me? And what are you getting paid for? To do. That's what you get paid for? $21 an hour. But I kept it in. I internalized. Plus, I'm convinced that Walmart has on their criteria of people that they hire that, because Target and Walmart employees are totally different if you've ever noticed. It's tight. I'm convinced that everyone that works at Walmart, they look for the oldest and slowest people in the world. If you're old and slow, you got the job. I was trying to buy 2 bikes one time, me alone, 2 bikes. And I asked an employee and they were like, yeah, they're like, you can go grab a cart. You want me to put 2 fucking adult bikes in a fucking shopping cart? Seriously? Oh, and it requires me to lift that shit too. I told him off. Good, AJ. I'm glad you've been feeling positive, bitch. Yes. So as a reminder, in case you're just tuning in, today is You Don't Question Shit Monday, okay? We're not questioning shit today and for the rest of your life. But we'll just start one day at a time. Don't question shit Monday. Meaning you're not going to question what goes on behind the scenes ever. Because you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. There are so many people that have gotten exactly what they wanted out of the photo method. Somebody got flowers. Exactly what she said in the photo method, he delivered on. Okay. Somebody else also, through inner conversations and robotic affirming, was like, he's going to tell me everything that I want to hear. Did he? Yes, he did. That's how that works. You can also start telling yourself that my SP, like Johnny is wrapped around my fucking finger. Like literally he does everything that I affirm. Like everything. He conforms instantly. You understand there's no rules, okay? Other than the rules you decide, okay? Because everything's an assumption. So what do you want to assume? That they fucking do everything I goddamn say. Yeah, they conform instantly. Like this is not a long drawn out process. If you guys get impatient, then you guys should be having inner conversations that leverage your impatience. If you're impatient, just like I'm impatient, then your inner conversations you have to leverage impatience. Okay? Leverage impatience and be like, no, I'm so goddamn impatient. So let me speed this shit up. So all my inner conversations are, this motherfucker does what I say and he does it immediately. Okay? He conforms to whatever I say instantly. Like whatever I want, he does the same day. Okay. All of these things speed up your manifestation. Why? Because everything is like time is of the essence and I don't wait for shit. So everything instantly, immediately, within 24 hours, on the spot. See what I'm saying? All of those fucking words imply now, right fucking now. You think I'm waiting for anything? No. Do you think I'm going to wait 20 years for you to conform? I don't think so. I do not think so. Okay. Do I have any tips, Lindsay, on anxiety about messaging? I get to a point where it happens. You mean, do I have any tips on anxiety about messaging? Like you being anxious when you message your SP? Okay. So let me tell you guys for the 20,000th time that anxiety is not an emotion. It is a feeling. Okay. However, anxiety's the feeling. Okay, how do I say this? Okay. You call it anxiety. You choose to call it anxiety because it's a feeling. But there is no, there's the same feeling could have 25 labels. It's whatever meaning you give it. Okay. So, this is where I was, at Disneyland in a line for a roller coaster. That was we were in this fucking line for 2.5 hours. The Incredicoaster. And my daughter, which is an amazing ride, by the way. My daughter, towards the end of the line, towards the front of the line, was she starts I don't want to go. And I was like, you got me all the way fucked up. If you think we stood in this line, I will put you on the other side and you'll sit right there at 3. She wasn't 3, but you'll go ahead and hang out there by yourself and mommy going on this ride. Because if you think that we stood in this line for 2.5 hours just to pussy out, I don't think so. I don't think so. So I talked to her and I told her, I said, honey, the feeling that you're getting, that's not scared or anxious. That's freaking excitement. That's excitement. It's the same because it is this exact same feeling. It just depends on the label you give it. And when I told her that, she went on the ride. She closed her eyes on the ride, but it didn't matter. She went on the ride. She had a great time. And now she loves roller coasters. She loves roller coasters. She's weird though. She doesn't care if it goes upside down as long as it's in the dark. If it's outside, it's not her vibe. And I told her, I said, just close your eyes. Then you won't know. It's dark. It's dark. Which Disney World has better rides, I'm just saying. But anyway, so I would change the label, Lindsay, is that this isn't anxiety, okay? This is excitement. I get excited. I get butterflies in my stomach every fucking time I go to text this guy. Why? Because I know how much he loves every time I text him. My texts are the best part of his fucking day. Literally, which is why I get so excited when I text him because I know that he's going to text me back because he always texts me back. Right? So change the meaning of it. Change the meaning of it because nothing has a meaning until you give it one. So why would you choose to label it as anxiety versus butterflies in the stomach? I'm so excited. Why? Because right now he's feeling my energy and he's just as excited as I am to get my text. Okay. How do you affirm without hearing your background conversations in your head messing it up? Because, Dawn, of what's happening in life. Okay, well, Dawn, a couple things is, first of all, if you can't drown out the noise, this is for all of you. If you cannot drown out the noise, then this is where you can affirm out loud. Okay, you cannot think and speak at the same time, which is why when you go to think, you have to stop speaking so you can think. Okay, so that's where affirming out loud comes into play. Inner conversations can be inner conversations, but you can also speak them into existence too. So you can also just talk to yourself. We all do this. It's not an abnormal thing. So talk to yourself and say it out loud so it drowns it out. Also, you should be doing exactly what I did with one of my clients today on our call, and that is making a list of everything going on and flipping all of it. Flipping all of it. Okay? Because it's eye-opening. It's very eye-opening to myself and to you because when we did this, she made a list. She had 3 pages of everything he's told her because she's known him for a while. Everything he's told her about himself, his life, his relationships, history, his relationships in general, all of that stuff, the negative shit, right? And that's where I said people don't want to talk about the old story in the past, but you must address it. You must address it because you're trying to act like it doesn't exist, but it does. Okay, this is why I don't like when people are like, just forget it. Why don't I just forget about my entire past life too? We'll just forget and just start fresh like a baby. Okay, that's easy for you to say, but my subconscious mind remembers. This is why I tell you that so much of the information on the internet's bullshit, because they don't know how the subconscious mind works. So they just make up shit because it sounds good. But that's not how the subconscious mind works. So you cannot address the old story till you're blue in the fucking face. But here's the problem. Your subconscious mind remembers anything and everything about you. So while you consciously don't want to acknowledge it, your subconscious mind knows all of it. It knows all of it. So what you need to do is tell a different story. Okay? You need to tell a different story rather than just ignoring it. So because your subconscious mind is not ignoring the shit. And the thing is that even though you may not consciously be thinking about the things, like let's say you've been with your SP for a while and they told you a bunch of shit about their past, right? They had a traumatic childhood. They've not had the best luck with relationships, this, that, and the third, right? And they're telling you all about their relationship problems. I have trust issues. You know, I don't want to commit to, anybody. I just don't want to be in a relationship, like all this shit. Okay. You may not be thinking about it now, but when they told you that stuff at the moment that they told you these things, of course you fucking thought about it. You thought about it a lot because it bothered you. It bothered you. It affected you, right? So you thought about it a lot. And then throughout your relationship, you justified their behavior based on what they had told you. But the problem with that is you never told a different story. Okay. You've never changed that. So it still very much affects your manifestation today. So if you're not seeing movement, this is where I told you, if you're not seeing movement or it's not moving quick enough, you must address the old story. You must address the things that they fucking have told you, because subconsciously it still knows that shit. And where are your assumptions stored? Oh, that's right. In the subconscious mind. What's manifesting? What you know? Oh, what's manifesting? Oh, that's right. Your subconscious mind. The part that remembers anything and everything. Yeah, that's still manifesting. But other manifestation coaches don't tell you that shit, do they? No, that's because they don't know. That's why you got me, bitch. That's why you got me, bestie. Because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, logically speaking, everything is stored in your subconscious mind. So you must retell the story because you never said anything different. Okay? You may have brushed it aside and be like, no, that's not who they are anymore. And that's great. That's not who they are anymore. But the things they've told you about thanks, I'm Katie, girlfriend, the things that they have told you about their past history, about their past, you never said anything different, but you definitely thought about it 100% when they told you that. And then you justified it throughout your relationship. You justified their behavior based on what they said because you didn't know any different. So you took them at their word. You listened to what they said and you let it affect your relationship. But you've never changed that narrative. You've never flipped it. That's the problem. So by making this list of everything that they told you, not going to go down the fucking emotional rabbit hole. Okay. You're just writing it down. And she told me, she said it was difficult. It was difficult to recall those things. But now we flipped them all. Now she's recreating his entire history. And we flipped every one of them. She's like, you're good at this. I was like, well, I would like to think so. So we rewrote his entire story, his entire relationship history, everything he ever said. But when she was going through it, I said, this makes a lot of sense on why you're having the issues you're having, because you've never told anything different. So your subconscious mind holds on to that shit, right? It takes you at your word. Remember, your subconscious mind takes you at your word. So if you at one point in time throughout your relationship, again, you may not even be thinking about it now, but at any time through your relationship, if you thought about it when he told you that, because let's be honest, of course you did. Well, that's all it knows. That's all it knows. And it takes you at your word. So you need to rewrite that story, because then now it changes the trajectory of their life, your relationship, and everything else. This is like revision, but next level fucking revision, where no one else is going to tell you to do this shit. No one else. You will not find this anywhere on the internet. That I guarantee you. because that would require somebody to understand how the subconscious mind works. And they don't know how. So they just make the shit up. They don't know. But this is the ultimate revision. Because if you can rewrite their past relationships, tell a different story, their history, then what do you think happens to your past relationship with your SP? That changes. The narrative changes. Their assumptions of you also change. Because all of this changes for the better. Not only are you helping their life, but your relationship, you should see movement much, much faster because you've let all that, you've changed all of that, which means how your relationship ended didn't happen the way it played out in the 3D because you have changed history. You've rewritten history, which means that everything that transpired from that also must change too. That's literally revision, okay? But why revise a fucking event when you can revise their entire fucking history? That's the magic. That's why we leverage, okay? I have a daughter who had been estranged from her dad for 1 to 2 years. I did Ho'oponopono on. Ooh, Shanna, this is going to be a good one. And she showed up to surprise me yesterday. Ah, see, look at that. I love that. I love that. You guys should all be doing that, right? Ho'oponopono doesn't just go for SP. It should go for anybody in your life. Anybody in your life. Look, she did it and showed up. I love stories like this. What up, Maricel girlfriend? I love you, sister. Sabrina, my phone decided right after the call, literally I was on the phone call with my boyfriend and my phone just restarted with a fucking stupid software update. I feel like you should have to approve software updates, but I will contact you. Liz, what if I keep persisting, but the 3D is opposite? It's in my head a bit, but I'm trying to ignore it. This goes back to what one of our members said in the WhatsApp community, in the success stories, right? Is that it was a reminder for her that, she, what's it called? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. It was a reminder for her when it played out that you don't know that there's always movement. There is always a movement 100% of the time. 100% of the time. You just don't see it. You just don't see it. So you have to remind yourself, this is why I said today is Don't Question Shit Monday. Okay? Because you don't see the movement because it's going on behind the scenes. Let's think logically speaking here. Okay, logically speaking here, if you're in no contact with your SP, do you really think your SP is going to call you up and be like, hey, I just want to let you know I was just thinking about you. All right, talk soon later. No, they're not going to do that. Fuck, even if you're in contact, they're not going to be like, hey, I just want you to know I was thinking about you 2 minutes ago. Just wanted to let you know, bye. They're not going to do that. Okay, so, or hey, I was just thinking about our relationship. Okay, bye. Like, they're not going to do that. You're not going to get a play-by-play on everything going on behind the scenes. That's not logical speaking, and that just doesn't happen, period. Okay? It doesn't happen with your friends, okay? Your friends aren't over here like, bitch, let me tell you, today I was just replaying this memory that we had, and it just made me smile. Okay, talk to you later. That's just typically not how it happens. Okay? I was thinking about texting you today, but I decided not to. All right, bye. They don't do that. So there's a buildup that leads to your 3D showing you what you want to see. Okay, which is why when it starts to show up in your 3D, you better buckle up because it's going to come in fast. Because something is playing out behind the scenes, and then when it pushes out into the 3D, it starts to conform rather quickly because it's like dress rehearsal, right? Think about a play. Depends on how much of a revision you need, Mina. I would guess 30 minutes. It depends. But that's one thing that you have to understand, okay? Is it's like, think about when people are rehearsing for a play, okay? Okay. When people are rehearsing for a play, right, what do? Dress rehearsals, right? They practice the play. Then all of a sudden, it's showtime. Screen opens, play's done within a week, and but they spent months and months practicing for a fucking 10 performances. It's not a lot, right? And so it's things like that you have to remember. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and then when it shows up in your 3D, it starts to conform rather quickly because it's all been going on behind the scenes. So yeah, you don't need to ignore it. You need to assign the meaning you want to everything. Okay, none of you need to ignore your 3D. That shit is fucking stupid too. That's stupid too, because this is where you live. You know what I'm saying? You're not walking around with a fucking blindfold on all day long. You're not blind. Okay, so it's like, you don't need to ignore the 3D. You just need to not react negatively to it. Instead, you should just assign positive meaning to fucking everything. Positive meaning to everything. Everything that they do. Or, you didn't see a movement today? Okay, well, you know what? Instead of focusing on the fact that there's no movement in your 3D, this is for everybody focusing on the fact that there's no movement in their 3D. You know what you should be doing is, it's kind of like when you sit there and you just like stare up in the sky. I mean, where we live, you can't do that because all you see is darkness. But a lot of places, if you were to like look up at night, you see a bunch of stars. We don't see that here because we have too many streetlights. But you see a bunch of stars, right? And you just look and you just like, or you'll be one with nature and you'll just like, you know, and you just like take a moment and enjoy your surroundings. It's the same concept when it comes to your 3D. Is instead what I would be doing is just assigning me, like playing a game. Everything's got a fucking meaning. So there's always, because here's the thing, there's always, if everything is a sign, then do you know what that means? There's always movement in your 3D. Always movement in your 3D. 100% of the time. Why? Because I got a million fucking signs. So you know what? When I walk out my door and a butterfly flies right by, I'm like, look at him thinking about me. I see 2 butterflies. That's right. Yeah, my manifestation is here. Yeah, it's totally here. Yeah, we're getting back together now. See what I'm saying? So it's like everything is a fucking sign. So because everything is a sign, there's always movement. There's always movement. Okay? Like every time you see that person's your SP's model of a car, it's just like, look at him on his way to come see me. There's always movement. Always movement because everything's a fucking sign. You see a fucking barbecue, you're like, look at him. Look at him wanting to cook me dinner. I don't give a fuck what sign. Who the hell said that you need to assign a meaning? Because that's the thing. That's the thing. They'll show you, right? Other creators will tell you, like, here are the top signs, birds before land, right? Here are the top signs that your manifestation is coming. So what are you supposed to do every time you see that sign? You're supposed to be like, my manifestation's coming? No. I was like, this is the leverage part. This is where you leverage signs. Okay. You leverage signs and you're just like, okay, so if this is a sign that my manifestation is coming, then that means that I can assign, because who decided that? Who the fuck decided that shit? Who decided that if you see an eagle, that means that your manifestation is here? Show me the proof. Show me the proof that somebody saw an eagle and they have pictures that they saw an eagle and then boom, manifestation came in 24 hours. Shut the fuck up. That is so dumb. That's so dumb. Okay. So it's like, okay, well then I can leverage signs, right? Okay. Signs is a thing and it motivates you. So then I can leverage signs. Then I need to find the leverage there. And so I'm going to leverage signs. So everything's a goddamn sign. And you know what? Who says that signs just mean that my manifestation is coming? No. Then that means that I can go ahead and assign whatever meaning I want to every sign I have. Everything can be a different sign. Everything can have a different meaning because nothing has meaning until I give it a meaning. So you know what? Yeah, that's right. Every time you see a fucking bird, Because I don't know where you live, but you see a lot of birds, right? Every time I see a bird, yeah, that means that we're getting back together right now. Yeah, that means he's coming right now. Yeah, he's ending no contact right now. Like he's contacting me. Every time I see a goddamn bird. That's what that means. And then it starts to show up. Okay, Hannah. You know, Hannah's a funny name. Oh, not like funny. It's like a funny name because it's spelled the same. It says the same no matter which way you say it. Front to back to front, doesn't matter. So, how do you manifest your ex to want me back soon? Okay, first of all, there's a couple things wrong with that statement. And if you asked the question before that, I can go up for a little bit. But if you asked the question a long time ago, drop that shit. I'm going to give you one-time permission to drop it again because it pushed all my comments down. Sorry. I try to give you guys an actual explanation. Okay, not be like, oh, you just changed your thoughts. That's fucking stupid advice. Okay. So anyway, first you're going to stop identifying your ex as an ex because an ex is implying exactly that. An ex. Okay. No. SP. Okay. You either call him SP or my man or my woman, whatever your preference. Okay. And then, how do you get them to want you back soon? They will want you back when you decide they do. Okay. When you decide, if you're waiting for them to want you back, no, it's not going to happen because the only way it happens is when you decide that whoever the fuck I want wants me even more. Like, no, that man cannot live without me. He literally cannot live without me. Like, I'm his entire fucking world. In fact, every second we're not together, he's completely miserable. He's only happy when we're together, right? These inner conversations that you have about tooting your own horn, reminding yourself exactly how he feels about you, okay? Because this one is very powerful when you remind yourself and tell yourself, because he said it out of his mouth about how he felt about you at some point in time. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. Doesn't matter. And reminding yourself, no, I know exactly how he feels about me. Flashy, pay attention. I know exactly how he feels about me. I literally know exactly how he feels about me. I absolutely know he wants to be back with me. I absolutely know. I have no doubt that he wants me back right now. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that, tell yourself that, tell yourself that. Make it natural to you, okay? Because speak it naturally. This is where I tell you guys, inner conversations are never scripted. We do not script inner conversations because that's called robotic affirming. That is not an inner conversation. An inner conversation is what you have naturally. And that's the problem because you let your inner conversations run wild and you don't change them. But it's a natural it's something you're saying naturally to yourself, which is why it pushes out quickly. Okay? So that's what I would do. Focus on inner conversations. There's actually 5. I have to count them down now because I think I have to make a new video. I'm making videos, not today because I have a shit ton of coaching calls after this. I got like 12. I have a lot. That's all I know. I have a lot. Why? Because you all taking the fucking action, bitches. Yes. But I'm going to be recording a bunch of video content this week. So I will make an updated how to manifest your SP back in steps. I think it's now a 6-step process. I'm pretty sure it's a 6-step process now, if I'm counting. But it's not a fucking process, okay? It's like the simplest shit ever. If you would really just start seeing your SP how you want to see them, perfect for you, right? And then expecting something different from them because they're perfect for you. So why wouldn't you expect them to contact you? And then controlling your inner conversations and then doing affirmations just to distract your thoughts. That's all affirmations are for. Okay, is to focus your thoughts on what you want and then controlling your inner conversations because inner conversations are natural and typically we tend to just not even give it another thought. We just say something to ourselves or we think something to ourselves or we say something out loud and we don't think about it again. And then boom, manifest. So we leverage that. That's right, Evelina. And hey guys, let my life, be a perfect example of why all you need to know is who's in your dream. That's it. You don't need to know what it's about. Who gives a shit what it's about? Because you only apply positive meaning to everything. What part of this is unclear? Okay. So I had a dream last night and my boyfriend was in it. I told him today, he's like, oh yeah, what was the dream about? I'm like, oh look, I just saw a butterfly. That means your SPs are contacting you today, bitches. I decided, you know what? That's a good idea. Allow me to help your asses out. I will start creating signs in my reality that will become your truth. I don't need to do it anymore. I laugh every time I don't laugh. I smile still. I love butterflies. And I smile every time I see a butterfly because that was my main sign, is every time I saw a butterfly. And every time I saw two, oh yeah, that man, we were getting back together today. Okay. But since I don't need signs like that, maybe I will have one sign for myself. But I will start assigning signs for you guys. So every time I now see a butterfly, that means your SPs are contacting you. And every time I see two butterflies together, oh yeah, oh, all of my clients, shit, they're getting back together with their SPs right now. Yeah, I'll start doing that. That's a good ass idea. Damn, I'd be coming with the ideas. But he asked me, he goes, what was your dream about? I go, oh, well, you know, I said, I rarely ever remember my dreams. I just know who's in them. Even though I remembered my dream. But I was going to tell him what the fuck my dream is about because I don't give a shit what the dream is about. Because I only assign the meaning I want to everything. And that needs to be your attitude. That literally needs to be your attitude. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you see. You literally you should get real good at assigning only the meaning you want to everything. So, because I had a dream, it like took a left turn. Everything was great, but then it took a left turn. But do you think I woke up like, oh my God, what did this dream mean? And this, that, let me pop the shit into ChatGPT because, oh my God, like the dream was terrible. No. I woke up like, had another dream with my honey. That was it. I was like, and it was an amazing dream. I was like, it's an amazing dream. I mean, my God, it was the best dream ever. That's what you need to do. I know, son. I know, son. I have birds too. First of all, if you have birds like birds in a cage, I never understood that concept. Because I certainly don't want to hear all fucking day. And then to get them to shut up, you got to put a blanket over that. Because that is not aesthetically pleasing. That's not aesthetically... I'm trying to use all these big words. Okay, that's not good on the eyes in my home. I like a nice home. So shit like that drives me nuts. So instead, I just have a bird feeder outside. And a hummingbird feeder outside. So I get to enjoy all the birds without owning a bird. But they're my babies. They're 100% my babies. I have like dozens of them. I'm like the hummingbird whisperer. My bestie doesn't know how I do it. She's like, I don't know how you have all these hummingbirds. And my neighbors try to compete. They try to compete. But you're not taking my fucking birds from me. But that's why I used birds as a sign. Because I have a shit ton of birds. Every time you see a fucking cloud, yeah, I don't give a shit. Every time you see whatever, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, Flashy. I mean, every time you see a horse, bitch, that means your husband riding it fast. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, Annie McCartney. He said his type is blonde. He hates being texted all the time. And I was like, that's not very positive. Okay. He said his type is blonde. I'm guessing you're not blonde. He hates, although you can be. I'm just kidding. He hates being. Do you guys know my story about why I went blonde? Because you ain't met a more petty bitch than moi. Okay? Because I play the petty game to win 100% of the time. And my boyfriend, we used to watch, the challenge together. We watched the challenge together. And there was one girl in earlier seasons, and he was like, he always thought she was hot. She's blonde. And then my guy is CT. Oh, yeah, CT. Hi, what up, Kim Fine's girlfriend? Yeah, mine is CT. Anyway, so when me and my boyfriend, when we weren't together, I was like, well, since he lived in such close proximity, I was like, well, let me just go blonde for him. That's why I'm blonde. And he noticed right away. Anyway, I take the petty game up a notch, okay? I played because I don't give a shit. He said his type is blonde. He hates being texted all the time, and he hates commitment. Opposite of me. I'm willing to bank on that shit. Okay, cool. So we're gonna flip that shit. Actually, what kind of hair color are you? Brunette, I'm guessing. Okay. Well, actually, that's his favorite type. He thinks all fucking blondes are stupid. No offense if you're a blondie, CC. Right? Let's play to stereotypes. Okay? Because that is a common stereotype, right? Blondes are ditzy. So go ahead. Yeah, actually, he thinks all blondes are dumb, and he actually prefers brunettes. He thinks brunettes are way fucking hot. Okay? Like, it's his perfect type. His ideal woman is a brunette. Like, he doesn't even like blondes. In fact, he thinks all blondes are completely unattractive. Okay? He hates being texted all the time. He cannot stay off the text. Like, there's nothing. He actually prefers text over anything else. He loves to talk all day long by text. Like, texting is his favorite thing. Okay? He hates commitment. He's had great luck with relationships, but the only person he's ever seen himself ever committing to is me. Like, every time he thinks about me, all he can think about is how I'm the only one he's ever wanted to commit to in his entire life. He's never felt more connected to me than anyone. The connection we have, he's never experienced with anyone before. Okay? Yesterday, while driving, we saw my exact car driving the other direction, and he swore the driver was me on a different timeline. I'm so confused about that. I'm so confused by that story. Yesterday, while driving, we saw that implies you, bitch, saw my exact car driving the other direction, and he swore the driver was me. Was he with you? I'm so confused by that, but it could be on a different timeline. But instead, you could just turn around and be like, that's right. That man cannot, like, everything reminds him. Literally everything reminds this man of me, clearly, because I'm literally in the car with him, and he swears that I'm in a whole nother car, because everything reminds this man of me. Everything reminds this man of me. You have to understand that you're in control of everything, okay? So remember, you choose their thoughts, okay? So you can leverage. And just like when you guys see their car, have you ever thought about flipping that shit? To every time he sees my model of a car, everything reminds him of me. Everything reminds him of me. No matter where he's at. Doesn't matter who he's with. Everything reminds him of me. Literally, every time this man sees my model car, all he thinks about is me. He wants to, like every time he sees my car, he contacts me. Whatever you want, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Whatever meaning you want. Everything. If you're in no contact with your SP, everything should equate to thinking about you in contact, thinking about you in contact. Because remember, there's a buildup to contact, right? So if they're thinking about you all the time, yeah, you won't see movement in your 3D, but eventually that person's going to contact you, right? Because they can't fucking stop thinking about you. So who thinks about someone until the wheels fall off and doesn't fucking contact them? Eventually they contact you. Okay, so it leads to the contact. So you can flip it. And not only are you giving meaning to signs in your reality, but why can't you assign meaning in his? Every time that man sees a bird, he can't stop thinking about me. Like literally, every time he sees a bird, all that he thinks about are the great memories we have together and that he has to contact me. Every time he sees a damn tree, he falls more in love with me. Every time he sees a tree, he falls more in love with me. Remember, it goes both directions, okay? And so if you control his thoughts, then now all of a sudden, everything, like every time he sees a tree, you're popping into his mind. Why can't you? Who says you can't have fun with your SPs? That's the fun part. Manifestation is supposed to be fun, guys. It's supposed to be fun. So let's have a good time with our SPs. Let's play some games. Okay, Roberta, my friend got a text from her old talking stage randomly, and that's what I'm manifesting for. Yes, that is Birds Before Land. You guys, what up, Bevy? I know you had a good time yesterday. Any tips, Chloe, on how to manifest someone not being an addict or an alcoholic? Yes. Okay, so a couple things. The world is your oyster here, okay? You have to have inner conversations. One, you can't identify that, okay? So instead, you have inner conversations to the opposite. Like, actually, this man can't even stand alcohol. The smell of alcohol makes him want to fucking vomit. Like, he literally can't even stand alcohol at all, you know? Or the fact that, like, yeah, he actually prefers being sober. He's only happy when he's fucking sober. Like living a sober life, because then you can conquer both addict and alcoholic, is living a completely sober life brings him so much joy. Like it's like he actually prefers that. He doesn't even think about drugs or alcohol ever. Like ever. And the thought of it, even just the mere thought of it, makes him sick. It makes him completely sick. He's absolutely unwell anytime he thinks about that shit. Yeah. And he actually hates it. He hates drugs and alcohol. He literally hates it. That's all you have to tell yourself. Okay, that's all you have to tell yourself. I've never had an addictive personality. Okay? So when it comes to, I've done it before, don't get me confused. That's my whole best-selling book is called Slipping Away. Okay, and it's all about parents being able to know if their kids are using drugs without finding the substance themselves, right? Because that's the one thing that they hide, but they don't hide everything else, and you can't hide behavior changes or any of that stuff. And so that's literally what the whole book's about, but based on my own personal experience. And but I was that type where I just literally was like, I'm all done, and I was all done. No rehab needed. But I'm also going to write a book called Breaking Recovery. Kind of like a spinoff Breaking Bad, but Breaking Recovery, right? That's how the cover will look. It's called Breaking Recovery because it's the only one on the freaking scientific table. It's recovery because it's going to be called Breaking Addiction, but there's no one. No. Anyway, so this is how addiction happens. So understanding how addiction happens will allow you to sever that tie, okay? Nobody becomes an alcoholic the first time they picked up an alcoholic beverage. Nobody becomes that. Okay. But what happens is they were going through some kind of emotional event. Okay. It could be a death in the family, could be something emotional, stressful day at work, like the worst day ever at work. Wife just left them, like whatever, some kind of major emotional event. And they chose to go to the bar or to the store and buy a 12-pack. And they drank themselves into oblivion to drown out the pain that they were experiencing with that emotion at the time. And therefore the addiction began. But this is why every time people are having a bad day, what do they grab? A certain substance, right? Because at some point we attach an emotion to a substance. So this is also same with food. It's also same with food. Okay. Is the worst conditioning ever when it comes to food is how do we celebrate things? We celebrate food with desserts. Desserts, right? Now we got whole candy fucking bars. By the way, you should appreciate a candy bar anytime you go to a party. I load up on that shit. I grab a whole bag and I load up on that shit. You know why? Because do you know how much they pay? Do you know how much it costs to run a candy bar? A crap ton of money. A crap ton of money. Just like those stupid little personal cakes now. You know how much those cost? A stupid amount of money. Stupid amount of money. I know, because when I threw my brother and I had a lovely idea to throw my brother and his friend and our friend a birthday party, because we all have mutual friends. And I decided, I'm going to get them a cake. It was a very adult, funny cake, by the way. Anyway, that shit was like $180. It was not a huge cake. And then I decided to have a candy bar, which I didn't even have the glassware. So I had to go buy the glassware. Then I had to fill it with the candy. And we were doing 80s candy because they're 80s kids. Obviously. That was like hundreds of dollars. I was like, what in the... That doesn't even count the alcohol. So I was like, man. So now every time I go and have a candy bar, I'm like, allow me to help make sure that you get the best use out of this. And I bring my big purse, fill up the whole bag. Yeah, I'll take you to the cleaners if I go to a party and you got free shit there. Like goodie bags. They're for the kids. And I'm like, allow me to help myself. It's a goodie bag. Yeah, I'm weird like that, okay? Judge me not. I'm not judging you. But I digress. So anyway, so it's an emotional connection. Same with like, why do we have what's called stress eating? Because every time you're stressed or every time you're sad, what do you gravitate towards? Something sweet. Do you know why? Because when you were a child and you were having a bad day or something was wrong, what do your parents say? Honey, let's go get some ice cream. Yeah, they attached that emotional experience to a substance. So now as grown-ass adults, every time you're stressed out or you're sad, you go and grab ice cream. You go and grab something sweet because that was conditioned as a child. Didn't know that, did you? I'm just full of educating you around here. Your whole life is just going to be education. You're going to be like, man, I learn all about my life when I come on to Jen's lives. Tay, sister, I think you should do a one-on-one coaching call with me. I mean, I could be biased, but I think they're pretty good. So, links are in the bio. And I promise to give you my best, like I always do. How do I keep him locked in? We have been having great communication. What the fuck do you mean, Diamond? How do you keep him locked in? Oh, enjoy it. Like, honestly, you guys want to know the easiest and quickest way to have your shit progress once you get movement is to enjoy it. To enjoy it. Right? Is like you're having great communication. Enjoy every moment of that. Enjoy it. Instead of being like, oh my God, is he going to, like, things have been going great. Instead of waiting for the shoe to drop. Okay. Because if you're like waiting for the shoe to drop, then eventually it's going to drop and you're questioning things, right? So instead it's like, how do you get your relationship to escalate into an actual relationship? Enjoy your fucking time together. Stop thinking about it. Stop overthinking it and just enjoy your time together and be like, yeah, I'm enjoying being in a relationship with this man. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to enjoy every second we're together. I'm going to enjoy every fucking text and call that we have. And it will continue. It will continue and it will progress and it will progress and it will progress because you are living in the moment, right? Think about in the beginning of your relationship the first time around. What did you do? You lived in the moment. You didn't question shit. You didn't question anything. You just enjoyed it. And so because of that, you went from talking every once in a while to talking all the freaking time to having great conversation to spending a lot of time together to relationship because you enjoyed it. Okay. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So the way you keep him locked in is by you staying locked in. Okay. That's why I laughed at your comment. No, bitch, you need to stay locked in and enjoy the conversation and just expect it. Expect that this is how things are now. Like this is how things are now with us. And you'll start to see it escalating really, really fast because you're enjoying it, staying present in the moment, and you're telling yourself like, this is how it is. Like, I fucking love our conversations. We have the best conversations. Like, we're great. Okay. But proud of you, sister. Oh, right. Slut. Ooh. Am I the only one that finds that name hilarious? When I said it out loud, because I just said it so natural, right? But then I was like, that's really the name. Okay. My SP as a partner now should ignore the 3D. No. Okay. Yes and no. Okay. How many times I got to tell your asses? It's not about ignoring the 3D. Okay. It's not about ignoring the 3D. It's about assigning the meaning you want and controlling the 3D. Okay. It's about controlling your thoughts about the 3D. Okay. Which is why I always tell your asses, I'm like, will you, for the love of Christ, stop saying you have no movement? Like, stop doing that. That's not helping you. Okay. Well, but it's true. Okay. How do you know? How do you know? You don't have a crystal fucking ball and you don't live right next door to them. So how the fuck do you know? You don't know. You're pre-assuming and you're making pre-assumptions that don't benefit you. Okay. So you don't have to ignore the 3D when you know that there's gutter trash involved because we don't call it a partner. So first of all, slut, you're okay. You now know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say your name again, but anyway, so it's unrealistic advice. First of all, that you're not going to identify this person as having a partner. A partner in what? No. They have gutter trash. Okay. And what we do with gutter trash is send them back to the dumpster they crawled out of. Okay. And then we let the dump truck take them out. Okay. So first, that's what you now consider her as. Okay. Gutter trash. Beneath you. Not on your level because no one competes with gutter trash. Okay. And as long as you keep identifying her as a partner, that's exactly what she remains. Okay. So when you know about gutter trash, it's unrealistic for people to be like, just don't acknowledge. Oh, okay. So that tells me anyone who tells you to just ignore, that tells me they've never had gutter trash. Because it's like, bitch, what? How do you ignore that shit? No. So instead you leverage. Now here's what you're not going to do. One, you cannot obsess over gutter trash. Don't do that because it's not helping you. It's not going to help you. Okay. So we don't want to obsess over gutter trash. But what we are going to do is just affirm the bitch to the curb. Okay. Affirm that bitch right up into the dumpster. Okay. So but don't obsess over it. Like you should be, okay. So we want to keep it nice, short, and sweet. So I only have two hands. Here's you, here's gutter trash, and here's SP. Right now they're like this. We need to create the wedge. So the only way you're going to create the wedge when it comes to gutter trash is what you want to give her, because this is where we leverage everyone as you pushed out. Okay, so everyone, thanks Zion. So everyone as you pushed out, implies that everyone in your reality must show up based on your assumptions of them. Okay. Which is why I tell you guys, which is what people also don't talk about, because if people would use a little common sense in law of assumption community, then they would understand that while everyone tells you guys that we all have our own realities, everyone says that. Everyone has their own reality. Yes. But what they're not telling you is that realities are constantly blending, right? Everyone in your reality is in your reality, but has their own reality, and you're also in their reality. So realities blend, like, duh. Okay. So your realities are blending, which is why when you leverage everyone as you pushed out to gutter trash reflects your assumptions of her onto SP, because realities are blending. Okay. So even though, because she's in three realities technically. I mean, we're all in a shit ton of realities. You know that, right? Because everybody you're in their reality too. You know what I mean? So she's in three obvious realities: yours, SP's, and her own. Okay. So this is why she must conform. Okay. Because she's part of your reality, but she conforms to SP this way. So you need to identify her as something that's going to benefit you, like batshit ass crazy. Okay. Something that's easy to identify with that people can't stand in life, and that is crazy people. So she's crazy, a raging fucking bitch. Okay. Something like that. What you cannot identify her as is a manipulator or controlling, even if it's clear as day, doesn't matter. Because if you view her as that way, she must stay that way. And she'll stay that way to SP, even if SP is aware of it. No. Okay? No. Or she's a, raging bitch. Whatever you fucking want. Which, whatever you speak about, you bring about, right? So I have said I always give these same examples, and I've had a couple confirmations just by talking to fucking you guys. I thought that was funny. Anyway, I digress. Okay. So we give her an identity. She's fucking crazy. Beautiful. Okay. So now she has to be crazy to SP. Okay. So now you affirm the wedge. So you say, because she'll conform within less than 24 hours to crazy. Trust me, I've had this confirmed, like it's going on in my own life, as well as many, many of my clients have confirmed that within 24 hours, bitch turns crazy, which is beneficial to you. Okay, so then now you affirm it away. I prefer keep it short and sweet. At the time that I did it, I would just add to it, but it's not necessary. So I said, he can't stand her. He's disgusted by her. He wants nothing to do with her. Then I decided to add, all they do is argue, and she's gone away. Okay. You don't need to have all those. Let's keep it short and sweet. So all you literally have to do is say, he fucking hates her. He hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. He hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. Okay. Now you've created the wedge, because now they're going to, if you want confirmation on how quickly they start to argue, I can tell you based on personal experience within hours. And only because I have this thing called ears and we lived in such close proximity. Okay. One building away. So now you created the wedge. Now gutter trash plays her part perfectly because she's spiritually asleep. And even if she wasn't, it doesn't matter because you've given her an identity. Okay. So, and funny enough, they actually embrace that identity, which is odd. But anyway, I think it's amazing. I think it's actually amazing. So they play their part perfectly in helping in your manifestation because they do what you did and what everyone else does, force of 3D. And we all know, based on your own personal experience, forcing 3D doesn't work. It doesn't work. It backfires every time. So they force a 3D and they push SP away. And while you're also focused on inner conversations and affirming for you and SP, they turn right on around and coming home to mama. Okay. So when you get confirmation that gutter trash, because you will never have to ask, you will get it automatically. When you know that when you automatically get confirmation from SP, that gutter trash is gone. Then we want to close the dumpster. So you're no longer going to say all they do is argue. Thanks. It's manifest. Okay. Because that keeps them in your reality. No. So instead you drop that affirmation and now it's he fucking anytime you think about her, because you must persist after you have confirmation they're gone. You must persist beyond that to make sure that you're not doing this for anything but for you, to keep your thoughts in check and so you don't pull her ass out the dumpster and bring her back. Okay. So instead, now you just say, he hates her, she's gone away. No, he fucking hates her, she's gone away. Okay? And she'll go away. And she'll go away. All right. I've started to say that SP is miserable without me and can't do life without me. We're getting married right now. That's right. Welcome to Mo. And you've been getting an insane movement. And can you put your message back up to the top, please? Thanks. You've been getting an insane movement. That's right. Because it's the things that you put out there, right? Inner conversations, things that you put out there. And Welcome to Mo has said that every week her honey buys her coffee. Care to guess what he bought her this week? Coffee. See, they could form quickly. Can I affirm I'm in the perfect relationship with the perfect version of my SP and relax, live as if? Yeah, you can. You can. First of all, you should definitely relax. We'll start there. Okay. And live as if that's possible for you. Okay. If that's possible for you. However, there's no right or wrong way to affirm, but make sure that your inner conversations are in alignment with that. Okay. So, and that's basically the thing. Your thoughts and inner conversations must be in alignment with what it is that you're acting as if about. Okay. Because do you have to affirm your life away and force all the shit? No, you don't. But you can't have affirming sessions, or you can't just decide and live in the end, but the entire time you're thinking and having inner conversations that go against perfect relationship with perfect version of your SP. You can't do that. Okay. Because that doesn't work. So you still have to flip those thoughts. If you find yourself thinking about not perfect version of SP, you must tell yourself the opposite. If you find yourself thinking about not being in a relationship with SP, you must tell yourself the opposite. Okay. You can't just shove it aside because you're living in the end. You can't do that. Yes, Jillian, inner conversations are just things that you tell yourself without repeating it. That's why it pushes out very fast. I tested this against robotic affirming. And I have to go back in my mind palace and remember what the fuck I did when I was manifesting my boyfriend back, right? And that's where the law of assumption community focuses mainly on affirming, robotic affirming. But that's because they're not going, that's the thing, if they've really manifested things in their life, like great things, then they would know that inner conversations also play a part, which is why I got to thinking, because you guys are always asking me, why does the negative thing manifest quickly? And the positive things tend to take time. And first of all, that's a terrible assumption to have. So do not have the assumption that positive shit manifesting takes a long time. Okay? Don't do that. But that's where I got to thinking about it. I said, that's why, because the things that we randomly say, we don't give it another second thought at all. We just say it in the heat of the moment. You just say it, because a lot of us say things out of emotion. Okay. So that's usually when you'll say something is you're fucking pissed off. So you'll say something and you'll say it one fucking time and you won't think about it again, because now you're over it. Now you're not mad anymore and you moved on. And now here it comes. It's manifested. It's like, wait for it. And then boom, shows up. Because you never changed it. Because you didn't think anything of it, which is why I can't stand when these bitches be out here saying, you don't have to flip your thoughts. Yes, you fucking do. I have manifested plenty of negative shit because I said it one time. And I didn't flip that at all. I didn't think about it again. On top of that, inner conversations are something that you just have naturally, right? Like we have inner conversations all the time. But it's usually not about what you want. It's usually about what's going on in your reality right now against what you want. So if you could affirm all day, but if your inner conversations are about your current reality and how you're seeing no movement and your SP's being an asshole and why aren't they contacting me? All the affirmations in the world ain't going to change that shit, because your inner conversations are a natural conversation. And you're not going around repeating it all day long, and you're not saying it the same way twice. So that's where you leverage and say, okay, if inner conversations are pushing out and it's usually based on my current reality, well, then let me control my inner conversations. Because if I can control my inner conversations, well, then I found the leverage. And now the positive shit is going to start manifesting quicker. Because it's called the law of opposites. Since you guys love the laws, it's the law of opposites. Where there's up, there's down, hot, there's cold, good, there's bad, positive, there's negative. So if I can manifest the negative shit quickly by simply just having a random fucking thought about it, or a random inner conversation, or just saying something one fucking time, then why can't I do the same thing for the positive shit? You can. So you leverage and you say, okay, if I do this and the negative shit produces, well, then I'm just going to start throwing random ass shit out there. So that's positive. So that shit starts showing up too. And then I'm going to go ahead and just have some random ass inner conversations that are in my favor about what I want, because then that's going to manifest too. So that's the leverage. So we leverage in our conversations. I'll leverage everything until the fucking wheels come off. I'm going to leverage signs. We leverage signs. We leverage everyone as you pushed out. We leverage inner conversations because it speeds up your manifestations. Because you're leveraging. Everything that we know is what's causing creation and manifestation. But we're making it work for us instead of against us, because who the fuck is trying to make shit work against us? It's not my vibe. It's not my vibe. And that's where you also leverage the subconscious mind. And the fact that the subconscious, thanks, Paul, welcome to the fan bam. And because we also know the subconscious mind pushes everything out. We also know that the subconscious mind takes you at your word. We also know the subconscious mind has one job only, and that is to prove you right. So, if you know those three are the main concepts of the subconscious mind. So if we know that, then we leverage all of that. Oh, it pushes out what I know. Great. Well, I'm going to tell myself in my inner conversations that I know exactly how the fuck he feels about me. I absolutely have no doubt that he wants to be in a relationship with me. I know exactly where this is headed. I know we're in a relationship because it pushes out what you know. So you tell yourself consistently what the fuck you know, because it takes you at your word. So that's leveraging both of those with one stone. Okay? It doesn't have the ability to have an opinion or decide. We also know that it remembers anything and everything about us. So then I need to change what the fuck it knows. So we do that by changing their stories, the things that they have told you that are the negative. Then we leverage what they told you and we turn it into what's going to benefit you versus what's not benefiting you. But I am Jennifer with breaking news, and you'll always hear it first here, right here, because I'm your fucking bestie, duh. And so because of that, I'm not here to give you smoke screens and a fucking mirror and be like, let me shoot some smoke up your ass. No, I'm here to teach you how to leverage every fucking thing. Everything, because you can find the leverage in everything. And what's great about this is that because you guys are starting now to find the leverage, because nothing excites me more when you guys will post something in the WhatsApp and be like, how do I leverage this? And being an investigative reporter, right? And listening to everything that they say as fucking completely feedback. What did you say? Oh, I'm just taking, I don't need to respond. I'm just taking mental notes. Because I will find the leverage in what the fuck you just said. Don't even trip. Because whatever they said, don't even worry about it. You're just taking mental notes. And then you're coming here or in the WhatsApp group and being like, here's what they said. How do I leverage this? And then we flip that around and we leverage. And that's why they conform quickly. Because we leverage everything. Everything. What up, Mima? Can I manifest being shorter? Because someone told me it's not possible. I'm not Mia. Yes, you can manifest being shorter. If you can manifest being taller, you can manifest being shorter. What's the difference? What's the difference? There's no difference. So pick a height. Pick a height. You can do a couple things, okay? You can have inner conversations about how short you are, right? And you can be like, dude, I absolutely love being 5'2". Like, I love being 5'2". I'm the perfect height. 5'2" is amazing. I love being short. Okay, so you have inner conversations like that. If you want to affirm, you can do a couple things. You can placebo yourself. Okay. If you don't know what a placebo is, it is like a sugar pill where you take, it's the sugar pill effect. It's literally what the GLP-1 injection shots are, is you placebo yourself. So you would say, like, every time I breathe, I get shorter. Every time I breathe, I get shorter. Literally every time I breathe, I get fucking shorter. Right? Or every time I breathe, my man falls more in love with me. Shit. Every time my heart beats, he becomes more obsessed with me. Leverage. You could say, every time I drink water, okay, every time I drink water, this happens. Every time I drink water, my ass gets bigger. We're talking about being shorter. Every time I drink water, I get shorter. Yeah, all of those things. You know, me and a handful of people on here are like, everything I eat goes straight to my ass. Yes, Hannah, you have to tell yourself and it will come true. That is true, true, true. Oh, I love that, CC. That's right. Everything's a goddamn sign. I became so obsessed with signs. I was like, yes, everything is a fucking sign. Everything's a sign. That's right, FKD. She said, get your power banks out. Because when I assume that, your phones will be blowing up. That's right. Because I'm good. Everything was a fucking sign. I assigned everything. Everything was a fucking sign. Everything I saw often was a sign. Okay? And so, and just the random things out there where you can literally just like randomly tell yourself, you can tell yourself anything you want. Okay? So randomly, all of you guys with SPs should tell yourself that, like, just randomly. I'm not saying obsess over this. This is not a robotic affirmation. This is not an inner conversation. This is something you speak one time. Okay? And you can just do this every once in a while. Like, it's not like a one and done, just like every once in a while. Like, we'll say, if I was to give it a number, it'd be like 3 times a week. Okay? Just randomly one time. Don't obsess over it because that's not speaking it into existence. Okay? So you would say something, you could say some stupid shit like, oh yeah, I know that man's never loved anyone but me. I'm the only one he's ever loved. Now keep it pushing. That will become true. Because it pushes out. You said it one time. Okay? You could say, like, randomly, you could be like, wherever he goes, no matter who he's with or what he's doing, all he can think about is fucking me. Then keep pushing. Okay, that stuff becomes true because you're not obsessing over it. You literally said it one fucking time and kept it moving. And you'll remember that you said it because all of a sudden they'll say it. You'll be like, oh shit. Oh yeah, I did say that shit. Like, once. That's the fun part. Who is Samra? Who is Samra? How do you shift out of the friend zone? How do you shift out of the friend zone? Okay. Real quick, River. Yes, if you saw your specific person in person at the store after no contact, that is a sign. It's called birds before land, sister. That's a sign. Okay. So, how do you shift out of the friend zone? You honestly. To me, it's one of the easiest fucking things in the world to get you out of a fucking ship and into, relationship. It should only be the ship that you're in. But the whole friendship, situationship is fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Because all you have to do is assign a different meaning. If you keep identifying yourself as being friends, he has to assume the same. But if you started identifying yourself as being more than friends, he also must assume the same. Okay, that's how this works, which is why there's no relationship proposal oftentimes. Okay, but we coined that phrase here, relationship proposal, because that's what a lot of you guys want. A lot of you guys think that they're going to get on fucking bended knee and be like, will you be my girlfriend? Like you're fucking 5. Usually it's simply implied. Where all of a sudden they start calling you their girlfriend, they start talking about your relationship as if you've been in one. When there was no relationship proposal. It's just implied. It's implied. And the only reason it's implied is because one person implied it. And so the other person took that as it's just what it became. But you keep friend zoning yourself or being like, we're in a situationship. What the fuck is that? What is that? No. Me and my boyfriend, we were in a relationship the minute we came back in contact. In my mind. I didn't walk around being like, yep, we're in a relationship. We're in a relationship. We're in a relationship. I didn't do that. I literally enjoyed our time together and would be like, I have the most amazing boyfriend. Like literally, we're perfect. I would even start telling my friends or my neighbors about my boyfriend. And I would refer to him as my boyfriend. Yeah. Talk to people. Obviously not when he's there. Okay, that's weird. But like if you're out, like let's say even at the fucking grocery store, you could just be like, yeah, you know, how was your day today? Ask the cashier. Normal conversation. She's like, it's great. How was yours? It's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm cooking dinner for my boyfriend tonight. You think the cashier fucking knows that that's not true? No. But you just start calling him your boyfriend. Inner conversations is all about like, dude, I have the best boyfriend. Like we have the best relationship. We literally have the best relationship ever. Then he will assume the same. And all of a sudden you're in a whole ass relationship. Because the only time they will say otherwise is when you are in your fucking feelings about stupid shit. Then they'll bring it up and be like, well, you know, I never asked to be in a relationship. What? What are we, 12? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay? Okay. That's right, baby. That's right, Flashy. I'm glad you're back, bitch. Sometimes a lot of you guys, if you guys will spiral or have a hiccup, if you will, I'll just be like, take today and process your fucking thoughts. You can't screw shit up. Okay? You can't. So if you're having a bad day, process your fucking thoughts and then pick your ass up and fucking move forward. And then regroup, recollect, and push forward. That's it. That's literally it. Stop beating yourselves up. You have a bad day? Oh, everyone's got an up, down day. Oh, and my boyfriend knows that about me. Okay? Because like I said, you know things about your boyfriend. You don't think that they know shit about you too. They do. They know you. Okay? They know you. Which is why a lot of you ask them without asking them. You're literally encouraging your SPs to lie to you. To deceive you. You literally encourage them to do that without knowing that that's what you're doing. Because they know, because they know you. So they know exactly how your ass is going to react. So they have to deceive you. They'd rather just not, and they're not even lying to you. They're just not telling you. Because they're like, because I already know how you're going to, and they'll literally say that. When you catch them, you're like, why didn't you fucking say anything? They're like, because look at you. Look at you. It wasn't a big deal, but I knew how you would react. So you practically encourage the shit without wanting that because you want the opposite. I want them to communicate with me. Well, then you need to be open to communication. Okay? You can't, it's like, it's the most condescending. I'm pretty sure that's the word. It's so contradicting for you to be like, well, I want communication. Okay, cool. But do you actually though? Do you actually? Because communication is across the board. Okay? It's across the board. So if you want them to communicate, then you need to be open to communication. You need to fucking listen and relax and stop reacting every time they do what you want them to do. Communicate. And now you're like, you're getting all offended. You're taking things personal. You're reacting. But in the same hot ass breath, you're like, well, I want communication. But do you? Because you can't even handle the little communication you're getting now. Come on. Be honest with yourselves. This is where you evolve. Well, I want them to love me. And then they tell you they love you 55 times. And what do? Question if they love you. Fucking. You guys like to drive in the middle of two fucking lanes. You got to pick a lane and stick with it. Stay in it, okay? But you guys be driving down the center fucking divider. Like, I want this, but I'm not sure, though. Because I can't handle that shit. Like, you know what's that saying? You want the truth, but you can't handle the truth. That shit is you, bitches. It's, you know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. Because that is literally exactly what you fucking guys do and say. And man, what if an apologetic me or a little fucking late bitch? Don't let it happen again. James, we miss you, buddy. We miss you. Faith, what is the fastest way to manifest an SP? Okay. Oh, in case you're new here, allow me to introduce myself. Hold the questions because it will take me all day to get through. You guys are on fucking fire today. Let me just tell you with the question game. But we're going to do the cord cutting and the photo method in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So if you need to fucking go to the bathroom, do that shit, go do that now. Go do that now. Okay? Okay. In case you're new here, obviously I'm your manifestation bestie where I teach you how to leverage everything, but mainly the law of assumption. But I make it work in your favor. I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. I'm good at it. And I'm here to help you do the same. I have cracked the code. Why? Because I have actually done it. I don't teach on anything I have not done. So I've lost over 100 pounds in 11 months. No diet, no exercise. I've manifested business success 3 times. And I've helped over 82 entrepreneurs as well make over 7 figures in less than 3 years in their business. Also, I have manifested boatloads of cash, which is why I only teach predominantly on those 4 subjects. Unless you want self-concept and shit, because as you can see, I have a stellar self-concept. I feel like you have to have a stellar self-concept if you're going to go live on any fucking platform. Because the haters are to come. That's okay. That's okay. So those are, I only teach on what I know. Okay. I go live every day, except tomorrow. I am going to have to go live a little bit later because I got a nice fucking appointment at the DMV. I don't even have an appointment. But I need to renew my driver's license. So I'm going to get there at like 8:30. Yeah, I'll get there around 8:45. My parents are driving, so it'll definitely be like 8:45. They're slow drivers. And then hopefully we're going to be in and out. Wham, bam, thank you, fucking ma'am. Because me and my mom both have to go. So I'm hoping to be back by 11. Okay, so I will be back by 11, give or take. I'll let you know in the WhatsApp group. But that's about what time I'll be live tomorrow. Okay, for 2 hours. Because I have to start late. All right. Also, if you're interested in having me manifest, that was so long. If you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want one-on-one coaching with me, text coaching, WhatsApp community, hypnosis audios, guided meditations, whatever, all links are in the bio. All right. We're done. Oh, and if you ever miss my live, first of all, rude and shame on you. Just kidding. But the success stories that I have in our community and with people who even just watch my lives is doesn't compare to people who have been teaching this shit for years. And the reason is because 1, I don't have to buy success stories because that's fucking whack. And 2, because I've done it. So I tell you exactly how I did it. I don't hold anything back. Other people just try to regurgitate information they think sounds cool online because they saw a couple YouTube videos, but they've never actually manifested an SP back. That is not the same as manifesting an SP from scratch. That's fucking dumb too. All right. But they're all posted on the tube of you. Okay, so Faith. I think your name is Faith. What's the fastest way to manifest an SP? Well, hey Valeria, I'm doing great today, Jen. I totally just talked in the third person because she said, "How are you doing today, Jen?" I'm like, "I'm doing great today, Jen." How to manifest an SP is very simple. I already talked about it before, but I'll get into it after we go into this thing. Because here's the thing. I get a lot of new people. So after we do these, stick around. Okay? Stick around because after we do the photo method, I'm going to walk some of you through, because I have a lot of new people. I'm going to walk you through memory lane real quick so you'll know exactly what caused your breakup. So you know you can cause your makeup. No scripting, no 55 by 5, 3, 6, 9. Visualization required. Okay, and Tia, Misty, do I listen to subliminals? Fuck no. No. They're stupid and a waste of time, and people are just creating them because they know that they're popular, but they're bullshit, because that's not how the subconscious mind works. The subconscious mind's job is not to go through, because it doesn't have an opinion, and this is how we have to know this. Okay? The subconscious mind does not have an opinion or have the ability to decide. So, when you play a subliminal, your subconscious mind, because that's where it's going, is not saying, wait a minute, hold on. Ooh, this is a subliminal. Okay. So now we need to filter out through, we need to be like a snake and filter through the waves of music to find the words that are being said behind the music. No. On top of that, you can't even fucking hear the words. So first of all, you can't even trust subliminal makers because you don't know what they're saying. And I don't give a shit if they give you a Word document telling you the suggestions. Anyone could put that in there. Okay, but this is why a lot of people, when they listen to subliminals, will wake up and they'll have anxious thoughts because you don't know what the fuck you're listening to, okay? And on top of that, the second thing is, like I said, your subconscious mind doesn't know that this is subliminal. If you can't even hear the words, what makes you think your subconscious mind's picking up what you're putting down? It's not. So instead, if you're going to sleep with anything, then I would recommend either a sleep hypnosis, guided meditation, or just do your affirmations on a parrot app and play those while you're sleeping. Okay? Just play those while you're sleeping on a parrot app. You don't need all that subliminal bullshit. Those things to me are hilarious. And they're just looking for the next best thing. And be careful who you guys are investing in services on said internet. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. What client had the worst circumstances with the best turnaround? That's hard to say. Because I don't think anyone's had like dire circumstances, but I'll give you great ones. Is that, well, somebody was on here the other day and was giving her success story because she was different. Like she she was in no contact, and in a very short amount of time went from no contact to contact to now they're doing all the things together. Full-blown relationship where he wants to retire her so she can work her own business, all the fucking things, right? I also have another client, one of my first clients. She was in no contact with her SP. Her SP told her, go fuck herself. Yeah, in December. He was like, she tried to force a 3D, went to his house, and he was like, go fuck yourself. There's never going to be a you and I ever again. Get over it. Move on. That's what she was told. And then she met me. And then we jumped on a coaching call, and no contact was broken. Then we hopped on and no contact was broken. Everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, and they were talking about, being in a relationship again, all those things. And then it slid back. So she jumped on another coaching call with me. And I told her, I said, no, you're just inconsistent in your thoughts, right? And this is why I say the turnaround takes less than 24 hours. It's not a whole fucking process to turn the shit around when it slides back. It doesn't. In my experience, it takes maximum 2 days. So it slipped back where all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. Like, I don't think that's the vibe. I said, who gives a fuck what he said? It's literally what I shoved down your throats. And I was like, who gives a fuck what he said? I was like, none of that matters. What do you say? And so we talked and so forth. And she goes, it's so weird. They're like robots. I said, I know. That's the fun part. We just have to give them the right program. So all of a sudden, the very next day, he asked her for her information. He put her as the beneficiary to his life insurance policy. And then they were moving in together. This all happened in 2 weeks. No contact to fully living together in 2 weeks. Mine took 4 weeks, but that's fine. That's fine. So there's all of those. I mean, if you want to know, with somebody with the most dire circumstances, in all honesty, in my opinion, would be myself. It would have been myself. If you want to know my story, I don't talk about it on here anymore. But if you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe while you're there. And then scroll. And I have it pinned in the WhatsApp group if you're not a part of that. It's in the general tab. It's pinned at the top, my YouTube video. But you could scroll right past the lives. They all have the same thumbnail. Just scroll right past them. And then you'll see how I manifested my SP back. It's like a 25 to 45 minute video. I don't know the time. But I give you my entire story there. Okay? Oh yeah, Patriot Vibes is going to have Patriot Vibes realistically probably going to have the biggest success story. In all honesty. But yeah, in this current, I would say it's mine. Because I had all the circumstances. Okay? I had all the circumstances. Okay, which is why I tell you guys, if you think the sympathy runs if you think I have any sympathy for you in reacting to the 3D, I have none. I have none. Because you guys go digging for shit. Okay, you guys go digging for shit. You guys go all over the place. Digging social media, investigative, right? All of this shit. You're investigating the wrong crap. Okay? You're trying to be an investigator and go on their social media and all this other crap, when really you should be investigating your thoughts, and you should be investigating the things that they said to you and finding out how to leverage if you insist on investigating anything. Okay? But I have no sympathy at all for people reacting to the 3D, because again, you guys are looking for the shit. I couldn't avoid it. So I learned how to embrace it. There's the difference. See, I'm petty. And I leveraged that to work in my favor. Yes, you heard me. You can use petty to work in your favor. So I use it to work in my favor. Because I couldn't avoid it. I couldn't avoid it. You guys are going and digging. I lived one building away. I had to see it all the time in my face. So that's why I got really, really good. That's why I got so fucking good at assigning only the meaning I wanted to everything, because I had to see it every fucking day of my life. And so I assigned good meaning to everything. Then I leveraged pettiness to work in my favor and would do certain things. I would literally put myself in situations where you guys would have crashed, burned, and folded in the 3D. I embraced the 3D because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice to embrace the 3D at all. Because if it's going to stare at me in the face, well, then I may as well. I may as well embrace that shit. And I may as well make it work for me. So, did you say, am I still with are you referring to, am I still with my SP? I'd be one of the biggest phonies on the internet if I wasn't. Yes, I am with my boyfriend. And we're happy and thriving. We are very happy and thriving. Yes, I did. Auntie, she lived there with him. So that's why I said I had to see all the time. All the time. And there was one point in time where our realities, if you will, clashed together. So, do you think I reacted? Nope. For what? For what? I get... Maybe I'll make a video exclusively for our WhatsApp. I can't put it on YouTube at all. Unless it's private. But maybe I'll put it in our WhatsApp community about all kinds, like I'll break down all kinds of fucking like circumstances and situations that I dealt with. And maybe it'll inspire your asses to maybe it seriously will just inspire you to not do that shit. Because maybe you'll be like, well, if Jen could fucking deal with all that stupid bullshit and not react, then what the fuck is my problem? And did I have all this goddamn experience? No. I'm not an expert at manifesting SPs back. Okay? I did it one time. I literally did it one time. Okay? So it's not like, yeah, I've manifested 15 SPs back. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to figure this shit out, but it was in my face 24/7. Well, sometimes it was in my face 24/7 because I would, because like I said, I'm a different breed. I would put myself in situations. That's why I have no sympathy for you. I don't. It's like the sympathy has ran fucking dry. Okay, I don't give a fuck about your circumstances because I've had them all. I don't give a shit about you reacting to the 3D because grow the fuck up. I don't give a crap about you spiraling in your thoughts because you know better than that and you're better than that. I don't give a fuck about what you see on social media. I don't care because I've dealt with it all. You guys got to experience it here. If you're new, if you've been here more than a week, you saw what happened here. My ex gutter trash appeared on my live. Yeah. So, do you think I care? No. So if I can deal with all this shit, what the fuck is your problem? What is your problem? So that's why I'm here to tell you based on my own experiences, because that's what I know. Yeah, and I didn't have his phone number. I was in no contact, and I literally did not have a phone. I didn't have their phone number. I didn't have his phone number at all. So he sought me out to give me his phone number. Would that happen? Oh, I was like, that's why I said, you guys, like, the shit is fucking stupid. The shit is stupid because for me, I did nothing but assign positive meaning to everything. To every fucking thing. Just naturally. I didn't have to try. What was the alternative? What the fuck was the alternative? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what, I'm just going to assign negative meaning for that shit? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So the only alternative that there was positive for me. I never considered negative meaning. Ever. Because that wasn't going to make me feel better. And I'd already spent months crying and going down law of attraction bullshit. And so I wasn't going to do that. Time was of the essence. The minute I got I affirmed, did I believe any of it? I didn't question it. That's the thing. I wasn't like, but do I believe this? Like, what if I don't believe this? No, I just did it. That's how I am. I just do. I don't question shit. I just do it. Obviously, because if I questioned shit, I wouldn't have gone down the fucking law of attraction rabbit hole for 7 months. Would I have? No. I would not. If I questioned shit, I wouldn't have been burning fucking bay leaves with somebody's name on it. And lighting candles and staring into the flame and visualizing all these fucking techniques for 55,000 hours a day. Would I? No. So I didn't question shit. I just did. And then the minute he hobbled down and was like, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. That was a wrap. It was a wrap. From that point forward, it was a complete wrap. I didn't think against it. For what? For what? I'm a forward thinker. I'm not a backwards thinker. And you all should be a forward thinker. No, I didn't do the honey jar. Taylor did the honey jar. Yeah, bitch. Taylor did the honey jar. One of our other members. And burning of the letters, no. I did the whole fold the letter, because you must fold it towards you, because you're bringing them towards you. I mean, when you think about it now, it's fucking stupid. But no, I did that. I wrote a letter. And like a confession letter, what do they call that? The love letter method, whatever the fuck they call it. And I folded it towards me, and then I put it under my pillow. I had Post-it notes in the back. Yeah. Oh yeah. The infinity sign. Let's see something funny. I just pulled this out the other day. Because I remember that I had that from a while ago. I found it in my, my daughter was looking for something in my, one of my dresser drawers that I never go into. And I found that stuck in the like back corner of that dresser drawer. I was like, we should probably get rid of that shit. There's the infinity symbol. And then I had all the things under the pillow, right? The letter under the pillow with the picture. And then I had to remember that because when he came over, I was like, ooh, let me just take that out. Nothing more embarrassing than him being like this and being like, what is this? Why is it all crunchy on the pillow? And then pulling the shit out. Oh yeah, I did it all. If I would have questioned shit, I wouldn't have done any of that. And it wouldn't have taken me 8 months. It only took me 4 weeks when I pulled my head out of my fucking ass and decided none of this makes any fucking sense. I didn't have to do shit to cause my breakup. So why would I have to do any of that to cause my makeup? So that's why we're going to go down memory lane in a minute. And you're going to understand exactly what caused your breakup. So you could understand that you didn't have to do none of that shit. I don't think you do an infinity symbol about he's breaking up with me. He's breaking up with me. I don't think so. Yeah, we all spoke into the water too. You got to speak into the water too. Hello. He's coming to see me. We all did that shit. And how did all those work out? They fucking didn't. They didn't. I have a client who got caught. He found her spell, if you will. And so he accused her, oh yes, 10,000 times. Yeah, you got to write it down. Give yourself carpal fucking tunnel while you're writing all the shit down. I had a whole special book I got and everything for it. Yeah, I had a whole special book I got for everything. But her she was like, Jen, I've been crying all week and my lashes are falling off and you're fucking laughing at me. I said, because the shit is fucking funny. The shit is funny. She got caught. He found her spell. Funny thing is he now thinks that, well, most of the people that we know think we're all into like witchcraft. Because that's what manifestation is. That's what they think. But funny thing is he's accusing her of that. The spell didn't even fucking work. The spell didn't even work. It was her inner conversations and shit that worked. But he thinks the spell is what worked. And that's why I was cracking up because I said, that's a funny part because the spell actually isn't what worked. That was fucking great. Yeah. Candles and Baileys, man. I was running to the store. You got to keep candles on deck because, when that full moon hit, you better have the moon water ready. You go around, running around, grabbing all the crystals, putting it outside for maximum light moon exposure. And then you let the seance begin. Oh, man. No, bruh. I'm going to answer this one real quick, and then we're moving on to the techniques that I said in 5 minutes, which was 15 minutes ago. Okay. And I have to go to the bathroom. Inner conversations is like literally pretending to talk to a friend, which your inner bestie is subconscious mind. Okay. So that's all it is you're having a conversation with your bestie in your subconscious mind. So like literally you can have like a full blown conversation, or what I would do is I would just tell myself, I was like, no, I know exactly how he feels about me. I know exactly how he fucking feels about me. I have no doubt that he wants to be in a relationship with me. That I have no doubt. I don't question shit. I absolutely know he's going to tell me everything that I want to hear. That was my inner conversation. In a nutshell. Did I say it the same way twice? Sometimes. Because I've said it enough. I can literally repeat it. But did I have other inner conversations? Yeah, I did. And would I replay? There's different types of inner conversations. The other types, so one is you do a reminder, right? Like you're reminding yourself that you know exactly how they feel about you, right? And you know that they want a relationship with you. The second type of inner conversation is recalling. If you could hear their voice, great, but recalling what they told you out of their own mouth. Is recalling the conversation that you had where they were like, dude, I've never felt more connected to you than like anybody. Like, honestly, I really love you. It could be something so simple as one thing they told you, and all you do is replay that. You hear them telling you that. If you can't hear their voice, it's fine. Just recall the conversation in your mind as if he said it, and you're not like, yeah, he said, no. I mean, you can do that, but I would just remember what he said. And I would keep that conversation in my mind. Okay. So it's like you're hearing them tell you things. And if you can't, then you're just recalling the conversation that he had with you. You don't even need to, it's beneficial that you don't need to recall a two-way conversation. It's just what the fuck he said. That's all you need to know. Okay. And those are what pushes out. I tested this in less than 7 days, 100% turnaround. Well, I lied. It was 7 days to the T. Friday to Friday. 100% turnaround. My poor boyfriend. How else am I supposed to test it? How else am I supposed to test this shit? You know what I'm saying? How else do you test it? I don't want to test it on some rando. Okay. So I have to create situations sometimes because I know that I can turn around because of what I've done this, like I've helped you guys, right? And I've did it myself. So I know that I can turn around. So I literally have to create some kind of scenarios so that I can test some shit. And because now I'm actively testing, well, now I'm clocking time. Okay. I'm not clocking time like it's been 1 day. It's been 2 days. No, I just do. I told you guys, I never focus on time. Okay. I never, ever have focused on time. But now I know when I'm creating, because I'm creating it, consciously creating it. So I know what day I created it. And then I know what day it turned all the way around again. So then I'm like, okay, 7 days. Got it. You're welcome. You're welcome. The sacrifices I make for the greater good of the people. Good, Black Star. Remember them telling you that. Remember them telling you that. Okay, over and over and over again. Remember that conversation. Remember, these are not things. This is why inner conversations are great when you learn how to leverage inner conversations, because you're not making the shit up, right? You're not making it up. They've told you the shit out of their mouth. So it's like there's nothing to make up, which makes it more real for you to remember what they've told you because they told you. You're not making it up, right? And so when you remember that and you hold on to that, things fall into play. And it pushes out over and over and over again, where they will tell you exactly how the fuck they feel about you. Whatever your inner conversation is, they will tell you back. And understand that inner conversations reflect on everybody. On everybody. Okay. I tested this too, not knowing that I was testing this actually. Okay. It to be full disclosure. But this is what I tell you guys, you don't have to ask for, you don't have to seek confirmation. You get it. Okay. Without them knowing they're confirming. Okay. Which is why it's amazing. It's amazing because I had said something like 3 times randomly. I never told any fucking body because why would I? I never told anybody. I literally had just said it to myself, like when I was pissed off. Yes, I will, Laura. Did you send him here? Because if you sent him here, yes. So I never told anybody what I had said, right? Because I just said it 3 times. This is why I'll get into this after we do the method, okay? Someone remind me. Is how to leverage what you say and have it push out to other people. Push that back up to the top, Laura, then, okay? And how to have it push out on other people. I'm telling you guys, I'm like the queen of leverage. So I'm going to help you guys be the queen and kings of leverage too. Yeah, sure, Daisy. Okay, so things like that. And I tested this. I tested not knowing it. So I said something 3 random times when I was pissed off. Okay, which I'll teach you how to leverage being pissed off, no matter the situation. And so I said 3 times. Well, it pushed out. But I wasn't the one that parroted. So the affirmation, the thing that I said in my inner conversation, it was pushed out and it was parroted back word for word to who I was talking about. So it wasn't parroted back to me. That's where I said a lot of you guys can sit there and be like, do I need to say their name? No. Your subconscious mind, you could, but your subconscious mind knows who you're referring to. Always. And so, yeah, this was literally said word for word, word for word verbatim to who I was talking about. Yeah, baby, that's right. That's right. That's leverage. That's leverage. And I'll tell you guys how to do it, especially. Of course, Dasha, that's easy. Especially if you have gutter trash. Or maybe I should save that for my WhatsApp community. I hold nothing back. Okay, let's get into it. We are going into the cord cutting now, okay? Because I got to go to the bathroom. All right. I want you guys to relax, okay? We're going to relax for just a couple minutes. You're going to sit back. I want you to sit back and I want you to relax. Okay, I want you to close your eyes and just take a couple deep breaths in and out. Allow your body to just relax for a moment. What up, Mariah? Don't worry about anything in the world right now. Just relax. Yeah, Nina. Yes, Prizzy. Now I want you to imagine that you are in an amphitheater. It's dark outside. There's no one there. Just you. And you're sitting in the middle of this amphitheater. And in front of you, there's a giant stage. And on this stage is a single stage light. It goes from the ceiling down to the center of the stage. I want you to stare and bring your attention to the stage light for just a moment. Just stare into the light for just a moment. And as you stare into the stage light, you start to realize that you're not alone. In fact, you notice that off in a distance, in the back of the stage, out of the light, you start to notice a dark, shadowy figure. And as you begin to shift your focus to the shadowy figure, you start to realize that that person is your SP. And as you look at your SP, I want you to say their name. And I want you to ask them to come into the light. Do it now. Now, as they begin to walk into the light, you start to notice their facial features, their physical features. And you also notice a gold cord that runs from the center of your third eye directly into their third eye. Now, I want you to ask your SP these 2 questions, and I want you to hear them respond. If you can hear their voice, great. If you cannot, that's okay too. Ask your SP right now, do you support me? Hear them tell you yes. Now ask your SP, do you love me? Also hear them tell you, yes. Now I want you to say these 4 phrases to your SP. This time, they're not going to respond, and that's okay. I want you to say to your SP right now, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now I want you to reach up to with your hands as if it's a pair of scissors. And I want you to cut the gold cord that comes only from your third eye, still leaving the gold cord intact with your SP's third eye. Do it now. And as you cut that gold cord and the cord begins to fall to the floor, I want you to reach up with your other hand and just go ahead and grab the roots of that gold cord and remove it from your third eye and just toss it aside. Now, as the cord continues to fall to the floor, you start to notice that your SP floats away like a balloon. And they get farther and farther. And they get smaller and smaller. And they get farther and farther, smaller and smaller, and farther and smaller, until they just disappear. Now go ahead and take another deep breath in and out and open your eyes. Alrighty. Welcome back. Okay, now you can expect right now that your SP is thinking about you. Okay. If you're new here, the reason why we do this, if you want to reference this, because you could do it, I suggest you do it with everybody in your life because you're attached to everybody's energy. Okay. So I would start with those immediately around you, those in your immediate life, and then branch out from there and start with the negative Nellies, the naysayers, because they're draining your energy. Okay, this is to preserve your energy and your energy only. Yes, the phrases and everything stay the same. Doesn't matter who you're referring to. Okay, you do not have to go individually one by one and do this technique. You can have everybody line up in the back of the stage and call them up one by one by one. And you have one cord, think about like a bouquet of balloons, right? It's like all here goes to everybody. Okay, to their third eye, and then snip. And they all float away like a balloon. Okay, so you can do a whole fucking crowd of people if you want at the same time. It's just like snip, bye, for the energy. Okay, and what's going to happen is they will pop into your mind. You will pop into their mind. Okay, because there's a difference in energy. They can feel it. Okay, so I did this with an SP, or with an X, excuse me. That I hadn't talked to in 8 years, and he contacted me within 72 hours and was like, hey, I was just thinking about you. How you doing? I was like, ooh. And so somebody else said that they just did this with a child, and the child reached out. Okay. So this is very, very powerful for anybody in your life that you want to come in contact with. Okay, because they will pop into your mind, but this time it is different. They're thinking about you in a different light. Okay, because it's kind of like ever since you've known your SP, you've walked around with the same fucking shirt on. You've never washed it or taken it off. But when you do this, it's like you've now cleaned and washed your shirt. You're wearing a whole nother shirt. Okay, one that doesn't stink. All right. Okay, now get the photos of your SP out. Because the reality is if you were in the beginning of your relationship and the end of your relationship, your SP was very different. At the end of your relationship, oftentimes you don't even recognize that version of your SP because they have changed over time. And you'll even tell yourself that, like, I don't even recognize him. He's not the same person as when we were first together. And that is true because over time, every time you bickered and fought and argued, you selected a worse version of your SP. So therefore, they naturally changed over time because that was who you selected. The reality also is that you as well are not the same person as you were in the beginning of your relationship, that you were at the end of your relationship. And the reason for that is because oftentimes when we get into a relationship, our identities become wrapped up, the I am, whatever they call it online, the I ams, it's called identities. They get wrapped up in your relationship. And then your relationships can tend to create insecurities within yourself. We're going to change that. We're going to change it now because I need you guys to start expecting something different. Good, Evelina. If you feel lighter, that's great because that's you releasing the energy that was draining you. So you should feel lighter. You should have more energy. Okay. So that's okay, Auntie. That's okay. What up, Darian? Okay. So you have to understand that. Okay. You have to understand that. So, my goal here with the photo method, if you want the reference to these techniques, the photo method, the one we're about to do is pinned to the top of my TikTok. Okay. It's pinned to the top. It's got like 42,000 views. Save that video. I am going to be recreating that video though this week because I got to make a list of videos I'm creating this week. Because I added a first initial step. I've changed a couple things in there to get you guys even better results. Okay. And then I also have, there's a trilogy of videos where I'm wearing a red shirt. It's the first out of the 3. That is the energy cord cutting one. Okay. All right. So I want you guys to go down memory lane real quick. I want you to go back in a time I want you to go back to the beginning, very beginning of your relationship with SP. And I want you to remember who the fuck you were. Yes, I want you to remember who you were. Who were you as a person to your SP? Before you even knew your SP, who were you as a person? You had a confidence level about you. You had an assurity, a certainty about you where you knew who you were. Sure, when you met your SP, a lot of you weren't even interested. Okay, but some of you, yeah, sure. You were open to the idea of talking to your SP, but you certainly didn't need to. You certainly didn't need a relationship. You knew who you were. You were just living your best life. You had confidence, a surety. And that's what caused your SP to chase you, to pursue you, to desire you, to want to be with you. Is that version of you. The version of you that didn't need a man, didn't need a woman. The version of you that was fine, that was totally fine, living her life on your terms. They found that hot, desirable. They were attracted to that. They pursued you thick. They wanted to talk. They were constantly trying to get your attention. They were always wanting to talk to you. They wanted to spend all their waking fucking time with you. That version of you is who your SP fell in love with, wanted to be with. That version of you was also very confident in your relationship with your SP, where you didn't question a goddamn thing. You knew who you were. You never questioned their feelings for you. You never questioned if they were into you, how they thought about you, if you were going to hear from them, if they were going to contact you, if they were going to spend time with you, if they wanted to be with you. You never questioned any of that. Any of that. You just knew. You knew exactly how they felt about you. You knew they wanted to spend time with you. You knew you would hear from them today. You knew that they wanted to be with you. You just knew. Well, that is now who you are again. Right now, that is the version of yourself that you are selecting, the one who loved yourself. First and foremost, the one who loved yourself. I want you to put that new persona on like it's a bodysuit. I want you to put it on right now. Like it's like mama's got a brand new bag. Is it big? Anyway. You know what I mean. Okay, I want you to put that on. That is not who you are. Okay, now, I want you to go to a time in your relationship where everything was absolutely perfect. Again, the time when you didn't question shit. And I want you to remember the version of your SP. Who were they for you? Who were they? How did they treat you? How did they make you feel? What made them? What made you want to be with them, to pursue them? That is now the version of your SP that exists from this point forward and forever. Forget who they were 5 minutes ago. That is no longer them. Forget who you were 5 minutes ago. It is no longer you. You've evolved. You are now the version of yourself that your SP fell in love with. And your SP is now the version of himself that you fell in love with. A match made in heaven. One that had the connection that was undeniable. The chemistry was undeniable. Because the reality is, ever since you and your SP last spoke, your SP has not stopped thinking about you. That is why you think about them. Okay? This is why you'll be going about your day and randomly you'll pop into their mind. Or randomly they'll pop into your mind. Or randomly you'll just think about a random memory and you're like, that's random. It's not random. And it's not a coincidence. That is because ever since you last spoke to your SP, they have done nothing but think about you, which is why you think about them. Which is why you have to try to not think about them, because they're constantly thinking about you. They've been going down memory lane ever since day one. They have been going down and doing nothing but recalling memories, stalking you on social media just to get a window into your life, just to be a part of your life from the outside looking in, like window shopping. Okay, they have gone down through their phone gallery and they have done nothing but go down memory lane and look at all your pictures and recall everything that they loved about you. Everything. Mina. They're obsessed with you. You have literally been on their mind. They have written you endless text messages. They have looked at that call button in your contact info, wanting nothing more than to reach out to you. Coming up with the right things to say, waiting to tell you everything that you have wanted to hear, ready to crush any doubt that you have been experiencing over the course of the silence. All the doubt that you've been experiencing has been for fucking nothing. It has been for nothing. They're ready to confirm everything that you've wanted. They're just waiting for you to give them that permission to do so. They cannot press that send button. They cannot press that call button until you expect something different from them. Either way, you've been expecting something. You're either expecting them to keep you blocked and ghost you and not contact you, or you're expecting them to think about you all the time and to unblock you and to contact you. Want to talk to you. Either way, you are expecting. So what are you going to choose to expect? It's time now for you to start expecting the behavior that you expected back then when you didn't question anything. Today is don't question a goddamn thing Monday. So right now, you are not going to question anything. No more questioning how they feel about you. You know how they feel about you. No more questioning if they're going to contact you. You now know that they are. They can't stop contacting you. They can't stand to be away from you. Right now, you're not questioning any of that. You're going to start expecting them to contact you. Expecting them to reach out to you. They can't stay away. Expect something different, and you will get something different. Because you always get what you expect. So what are you going to expect right now? Okay? If you are new here, you're going to put on your crown. If you are not new here, then I need a bunch of you to straighten that shit. Straighten your crown and do it now. Because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. We don't wait for shit. We get whatever we want. This is our reality. And you are the queen and the king of your reality. When queens and kings give commands, Do they question, wonder, worry, doubt if their command will be fulfilled? No, they don't. When queens and kings give commands, there's nothing to question. There's nothing to check. They just know. And they expect for their command to be fulfilled because they're the queen, they're the king. They give an order, it gets carried out by who they give the order to. That's just how it goes. So there's nothing to question. That is now who you are. That is now who you are. And so it's time to tell your honey bunnies what to do. Okay. If you are in no contact, or if you're in no contact with your SP, or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to tell SP to contact you. If you're alone, say it out loud. If you are not alone, say it in your mind. Don't look like a weirdo. And you're going to tell them right now, however, you can say whatever you want. However they would reach out to you is how it's going to happen. It's going to happen naturally, okay? So you can tell them, you're texting me right now. You are texting me right now. You're texting me right now. You're texting me right now. Say it with some backbone, okay? Now, if you are in consistent contact, you can tell them that they're contacting you right now, or you can move to the next step, telling them and saying that they're coming to see you today. You're coming to see me today. You are coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. Now, if you're in any of the ships, friendship, situationship, relationship, marriage ship, all the ships, then you can have fun with it. Okay, you can have fun with this. You can tell them they're contacting you today. They're coming to see you today. You can tell them that they're buying you flowers today. They're bringing you flowers today. You're buying me dinner tonight. You're cooking me dinner tonight. You're rubbing my feet tonight. You're giving me a massage tonight. You're running me a bubble bath. Shit, you're giving me sexy time tonight. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Have fun with it. Okay. I always pause this live when I go, I always pause this live when you guys do the exercise because I got to go to the ladies' room. All right. All right. So give your command. Please do not waver from these fucking commands right now. Do you understand? Okay. Okay. Some of you guys be making up your own shit and that's not what I told you to do. You can do that outside of this exercise. All right. All right. So tell them what to do and expect them to contact you. Excuse me while I readjust my lip gloss. It's not even lip gloss, it's fucking chapstick. How else are these lips supposed to stay moist for the honey? I have chapstick. Okay, so now sit back, relax, and expect them to contact you. You need to expect perfect SP behavior and nothing less. And you will persist until you fucking get it. Do you understand? I know you said yes. You can have a conversation with your SP through their photo, okay? You can look at their picture at any time and have a conversation with them. Tell them exactly what the fuck to do. I know you're thinking about me right now. I literally know you're thinking about me right now. You can't stop thinking about me. I run through your mind all day long. Like all you can think about is getting back together. That's all you can think about is being in a relationship with me. You're obsessed with me. And honey, you're going to do what I say because you conform instantly. You have to know that they hear your thoughts 100% of the time when it comes to you and them. So you leverage that and you control it. Because if you know that they hear your thoughts 100% of the time, well then duh. Let me tell you what you're thinking about all day long, honey. Okay? Because I'm going to go ahead and listen. Absolutely, absolutely, Black Star. Absolutely. Things are always happening behind the scenes. Okay? I know the feeling, trust me. I know the feeling. Very much. Very much. So, there's that. Anyway, you guys have to know, and you need to expect something different. Okay? Is that they're hearing your thoughts all the time. So control your thoughts. So every time you're spiraling in your thoughts about, are they going to respond? What are they thinking? Are they going to respond? You decide what they're thinking. You decide if they're going to respond. You decide if they're going to text you. You decide if they're going to contact you. You decide if they're going to call you. You decide all that shit. All that. What is green instead of blue? What is green instead of blue? That's right, user 449. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Okay? Like literally, she met her SP's whole family yesterday after them telling her that they hated her. Of course. Because you decide. You decide everything. You decide if people like you, if they don't, if they love you or they hate you. You decide all of that. If they want to see you or they don't. You decide. So stop questioning things. It's no question Monday. Excuse me. It's not question. It's don't question a fucking thing Monday because you decide all of it. What is there to question? You don't need to question shit. There's nothing to question. You decide. Decide right now. Right now, decide what are they thinking about. Right now. Then that's what they're thinking about. You can, if you want to decide that they think about nothing but you all day, every day, and everything in this world reminds them of you, that's what their shit's going to be. You decide. So decide. So decide. And a lot of people constantly want to know, so we'll address this one. Doesn't matter, Peachy. Stay the path. Stay the path. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys want to know is how if there's gutter trash, can they manifest against you? The answer to that is fuck no. They cannot. They cannot. Okay? You are the operant power in your reality. Can they manifest against you? No, they can't. Not unless you allow them to. Not unless you decide they can. Why the fuck would you decide that shit? No. Because remember, your assumptions manifest. Your assumptions are what's manifesting. So assume now that gutter trash has exited the picture. Assume that now. Decide. You decide when gutter trash leaves. Decide now. Yeah, no. I don't think so. That shit's a wrap. Right? That's a wrap. That man is mine, period. And no one can manifest. I believe that. Therefore, no one can. No one in my reality at all can manifest against me. Ever. Because I decided that. I assume that. So because of that, it doesn't matter what they try. They could pray every day till the wheels fall off. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You need to know this. You decide all of it. You decide if they block you. You decide if they don't. You decide when they unblock you too. You decide when they contact you. You decide when they come and see you. You decide when they want to be in a relationship with you. You decide how they feel about you. You decide everything. So decide. Stop deciding that they can do whatever the fuck they want. Stop questioning how they feel about you, if they want to ever contact you, if they're going to call you back. No, fuck that. You decide when they call you back. No, he's calling me back right now. He's just busy. And as soon as he's unbusy today, he will call me back. Decide that. Stop questioning every fucking thing. Because if you knew how they felt about you and you knew how this movie ended, what's there to question? There's not a goddamn thing to question. I don't need to question shit. I know exactly how this fucking ends. Marriage. For me, because I'm in a relationship already. Okay? Because I'm with my SP. I'm in a relationship. That is my boyfriend. So now I'm on the sequel to my movie. Marriage. That's how this ends. That's all I need to know. You need to decide that the first part of your movie ends in relationship. That's all I need to know. So what's there to question? I don't need to question a goddamn thing. There's nothing to question. Nope. Nothing has meaning until I give it you should have these pep talks with yourself. Nothing has meaning until I give it a meaning. So what meaning do I want to give everything? Nothing but positivity. Nothing but positivity. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You see that your SP bought gutter trash something? Oh God, no. No, actually. Look at him. Trying to buy love, which money can't buy love. Fuck that. Nope. He didn't buy her shit. It's so sad that she has to make that shit up online. Pay attention, Flashy. So pathetic. She's so fucking pathetic. She has to lie all over the internet. That's really sad. It's really sad she has to pretend she's in a relationship with my person. With my SP. Because me and SP are together. And so she's out here in the streets looking fucking stupid and looking hella pathetic. You decide. Or you can sit there and control and go with your narrative of, oh, he loves her more than me, and look at them. They look so happy together. No. Everything gutter trash does should be designed in your mind as completely pathetic. Like, wow, that's sad. It's really sad and really pathetic that she has to fucking lie and pretend she's in a relationship with somebody that she's not. That's sad. Very sad. You decide. So what are you going to decide? Right now, I want you to decide that your person is obsessed with you, that literally cannot stand to be away from you, that you know exactly how they feel about you. I don't need to make shit up. I know exactly how they feel about me. And I absolutely, without a doubt, know that they want to be back in a relationship with me. That I will not question again. I don't need to question shit. I ain't questioning a fucking thing because I know what my shit is. So I don't need to react to anything. I don't need to react to the 3D. I don't need to react to nothing at all. Because I know that we're absolutely going to be in a relationship and he will do whatever it takes. They will do whatever it takes to be with me. That's all I need to know. That is all I need to know. So the 3D doesn't trigger you. There's nothing to react to because what's there to react to when you know what your shit is? You gonna let somebody else come tell you what your shit is? No. You've done that for far too long. You've done that for way too long. So now it's time for you to tell yourself what your shit is gonna be. This is exactly what it is, and that's all I need to know. Case closed. There's no room for debate. I don't need to debate shit in my own mind. Debate what? What am I going to debate with myself? How much they fucking love me and are obsessed with me? Yes, that I know. And I'm going to toot my own horn all fucking live long day. Everything positive meaning, positive meaning. Look at him, so cute. You're blocked on social media? Who would ever block you? Nobody. Stop acknowledging being blocked and tell yourself the opposite. Man, that man stalks my fucking social media. Like, damn. He'd be checking out all my fucking stories. I'm going to give him a show because he'd be checking out all my fucking stories. So you know what I want? Him to see how good I look on all my fucking stories, because that's the only reason they block you on social media, to look at your shit. That's all you need to know. I don't need to question shit. I'm not going to question anything. I won't even let my mind, and you need to decide that now. I'm not going to allow for this shit anymore. Anymore. No, you don't, Evelina. You just, it's done the same way. Okay? But I'm not going to fucking sit there, and I'm not going to do none of that shit anymore. I'm not doing any of this anymore. No more. Am I questioning a goddamn thing? If they're thinking about me, no, I know they are. I'm all they think about. Like, they literally can't even do their job because they can't stop thinking about me. Every time I think about them, they think about me. You control the narrative to everything. To everything. So tell yourself that. Every time I think about them, they think about me. Every fucking time. Because it is true, actually. So tell yourself that. Remind yourself that. Like, every memory I recall, they recall the same fucking memory. All they can think about is the good time we had together. They'll never meet anybody like me. Ever. I'm a once in a lifetime bitch. Once in a lifetime. And they know it. I'm perfect. And they also know that too. Period. Toot toot, bitch. Toot toot. Toot your fucking horn. Toot your horn. Stop telling people. Stop questioning things and stop letting people tell you otherwise. Stop doing that. Did I ask if he got engaged? Who gives a fuck? Engagements are called off daily. Daily engagements are cut off. Called off. Found a new job in a whole nother state. So people change their minds every fucking day of the week. Doesn't even matter. The company actually has gone a different direction. Doesn't want to hire him. Relocating. So, no, relocating where? To my fucking house. That's where that motherfucker's relocating to. Right to my house. He relocating right into my bedroom. That's where his ass relocating to. You tell your shit what it is. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. Unless it's what you want to hear. Channel your inner Taylor. Channel your inner Taylor. Except keep it to yourself, where she says, I'm not listening to anything I don't want to hear. That's right. That's right. I won't listen to shit. But because she's learned to discipline herself that way, this man is talking about things he hasn't talked about in forever with her. One thing she's like, he's never talked about that, like, ever. Of course. But that's not the version of him you're selecting, is it? No. So he's confirming. No, I don't know a legit spellcaster, Mimi. So look. Technically speaking, spellcasters are all legit if you're looking for a spellcaster, okay? But all you're doing is giving your power away and saying, and here's the funny thing about hiring a spellcaster or any of that shit, okay? Here's the funny thing about that. You're still in control. So you may as well save your fucking money. You may as well save your money and cast your own goddamn spell. Just make the shit up. Make the shit up. Okay? Where is it proven that if you put jasmine with the rosemary and the rose oil, that is the love spell? Do you know who decided that? A person decided that shit. Well, you know what? You can decide that, you know what? I'm going to put water in a fucking jar, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put one rose petal in there, and that's my love spell, baby. And you know what? That man is coming full force. Yeah, that's it. That's where, because that's what's manifesting. It isn't the spell. The spell never manifests. It is your assumption of the spell that's manifesting. Either you think it's going to work or you don't. And if you don't think it's going to work and you're just hiring a spellcaster hoping that this is your solution, that's why it doesn't work, because you were hoping it would work instead of knowing without a shadow of a doubt. So there is no difference than you taking a fucking glass, filling the shit with water, putting a lid on that bitch and being like, love spell complete. Love spell complete. What it cost me? Nothing, because it's just fucking water in that bitch. Love spells complete. If you want to chant into that, you decide. You can make whatever spell you want. Chant away into that bitch. Be like, you know what? My SP is so in love with me. Yeah, he is so in love with me. He's coming home right now so we can be together. Job done. Spell done. It's working. I know it's working without a shadow of a doubt. Because that's what's working. Because any spellcaster, if spells worked, and this is what you have to think about. Logically speaking, if spells worked, then they would have a 100% success rate. 100% success rate, right? But they don't. Why? It isn't like the spellcaster is casting a different spell per person. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Okay? They're casting the same spell. So why do they not have a 100% success rate? They'll give you all the excuses in the world. Because your energy wasn't right. Okay. That's why it didn't work. Because your energy. So I have stinky energy and this person has pure energy. Poopery energy. I don't fucking think so. No. It's your assumption of it that worked. You either think it will or you think it won't. So if that's the case, like I said, to fill a fucking jar with water and call that shit love spell. And you know what? That costs you fucking nothing. I'm saving you guys all kinds of money around this bitch. Okay? I mean, probably not good for spellcaster's business. But do you think I really give a shit? Nope. Might change my stance if they decide to give me a referral fee. Just kidding. Yellow, when you're huh? Oh, that's right. You have to get sick of yourselves. You should. Eden brings up a good point. Yeah, you need to get sick of your bullshit. Get sick of your bullshit. Get sick of it. Like, I'm done. I'm better than this. I'm fucking better than this shit. And I'm going to prove it to myself. I'm going to prove it to myself. There's nothing to react to. You know why there's nothing to react to? Because you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, so you don't need to question a goddamn thing. It is not your job to worry about the how. You got the easiest job in the world. Control your thoughts about it. Control your conversations and focus on the prize and just know that's what my shit is, and that's all I need to know. That's your job. That's it. The how is not up to you, which is easy. That's the best part. Where sometimes you guys are so in control of the how that you guys quit, fold, waver, and all that stuff because the 3D shows you unfavorable circumstances. But you don't know. You don't know why. It could happen that way because that's what needs to happen for you to get your entire manifestation, but you don't even give it a fucking second thought. You don't even think about that. Instead, your mind just goes to the negative shit like, oh, this isn't working. It's going backwards. It's looking backward. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you heard my story, then I wouldn't be where I'm at with my boyfriend right now if I would have looked at the 3D as unfavorable circumstances. Not at all. But what had to happen for me to get my full manifestation? Never in a million years would I have ever ran that scenario through my mind. Ever. I would have never guessed how I would have gotten my full first part of my manifestation. I would have never guessed. That wasn't my job. That wasn't my job. So you guys panic and do all this shit because you guys are like, I don't understand. Gutter trash is still here. This, that, and the third. What do I do? What am I doing wrong? Nothing. What you're doing wrong is questioning shit. Stop questioning. Stop questioning. Stay the path. Stay the path. I can tell you that because with what happened to me, she couldn't go anywhere because I needed her to, I didn't know that at the time. I needed her to stay right where she was at because that's what led to my entire manifestation unfolding. Because I didn't question a goddamn thing. There's nothing to question. Did I waver? Yeah. On the last step of my manifestation, I did. But then I had had enough and said, no, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid. I'm not wavering again. I'm not wavering again at all. And I declared the date when this was happening. And do you think in a hot second I thought against it? No, I forgot about the date. I didn't even care. I picked the date, but I wasn't focused on the date at all. And I was 5 minutes off. 5 minutes off. And the series of events that transpired, I would have never, ever guessed. Ever. So that's why I tell you, I have no sympathy for shit. Because all you're doing is fucking with yourself. Like you're playing mind games with yourself. For fucking what? For what? Why do you want to do that to yourself? Why do you want to sit there and mind fuck your own self? For what benefit does it give you? For harping on the fact that you're a no contact, but then you're like, but I want him to contact me. Well, he can't contact you if you keep obsessing over the fact that you're a no contact. Can he? No. I'm blocked, but I want contact, but I'm blocked. Well, here's the thing. If you assume that you have to be unblocked for contact, well, then you better fucking start assuming now that he unblocked your ass. Because your assumptions manifest, okay? So while you guys want to obsess over the fucking how, and you're like, well, how? How can they contact me if I'm blocked? I don't know. Why do you care? Why do you care? You gotta give a shit? No, I don't care. I told you, somebody had me manifesting for her, and she was blocked. And he showed up at her fucking house. Had a great time. And she was still blocked when he was at the house. So, what's that got to do with shit? If you're assuming that gutter trash has to exit the picture or you guys can't be together, that's going to be true. So you may as well start deciding now the gutter trash is gone. Because that's your assumption. Which is why I tell you guys, stop creating stories in your mind. Stop creating assumptions in your mind that don't benefit you. It doesn't benefit you to think that way. Instead, I just stayed the fucking course. I just literally stayed the course. I didn't give a shit. Oh, thanks, MKD. I didn't give a shit. I didn't think about none of that stuff. I didn't create unnecessary stuff, and I didn't even realize I wasn't doing it. I just looked at it like, does it fucking benefit you to think that way? No. So why am I not going to go there? I'm an optimistic person. Exactly. See, there we go, Mandy. She blocked him and he found her on Snapchat. Yeah, that's right. They'll figure out a way. It's not difficult. But if you create these stupid assumptions that don't fucking benefit you, then you have to conquer that assumption so that you get your manifestation. For what? For what? Because that doesn't help you, because until you decide that that is not an issue anymore, you can't get what you want. You can't get what you want. And a lot of you guys create these unnecessary fucking assumptions when it comes to gutter trash. No, don't even worry about it. Stay the course. Stay the course. Bye. Bye. That's all I need to know. And you'll exit at any goddamn time. I don't even give a shit, because you are not a circumstance standing in between me and my SP at all. Which is why I always show you it's you, gutter trash, and SP. Not in the middle of you and SP, because she's not the problem. Fuck her. Bye. Tululu. Sayonara. Because that's the ultimate power. Flashy, I would say I do that in increments of time. I would do it for like 10 minutes at a time. I just really wanted to get it in there. So I would say like 10 minutes at a time. Yeah. I'd wake up saying that shit. Say it throughout the day. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But that's what I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to take your fucking power back. And I want you to take your power back now. Today. Right now. Stop giving your power away to fucking spellcasters, SP, gutter trash, all the fucking shit. Stop doing that. No more. No more. You are in control. Whatever you decide, you decide. So decide what you want. Decide what they'll be doing. Decide it all and do it now. It is no question. Don't question a fucking thing Monday. So if you question a fucking thing, you will be ignored. You will be ignored. If you want to ask a question on, your affirmation or your inner conversation, you can do that. But if you want to question any fucking thing in your 3D, if you want to sit there and you want to ask any of that stupid shit in our WhatsApp community, you will be ignored all day today. No one will acknowledge it because it is. And if they do, they will say exactly what I just said. I'm sorry. Did you miss the memo? It is don't question a goddamn thing Monday. Yeah. I will, Chanel, but I have to recall that. Okay, I have coach. So I'll do that starting tomorrow, Chanel. I think we do. Oh, because I have to put it in my bio, girl. I have to put it in my bio, so I can't even mention it. Okay, so real quick, user 4008. Because I got to jump. I literally have a coaching call and I've got like a dozen of them. Okay. How does the manifest forming work? We jump on a call. Okay. Once you check out, you should get a link to book a call with me. If you do not, that's because you didn't look at the bottom of the form, because the bottom of the form says book a call. Okay. And it clicks, right before it's like right above the submit button. But if you, I want to hear all the deets, baby. So what you want to do, so we jump on, we recreate your SP on the spot. I also want you, I'm going to start giving you some homework because I also need to know. I want you to start, and we recreate. I give you your task to do. Thanks, Mandy girlfriend. I give you your task to do. I tell you exactly what you need to do to play your part. It's really not difficult because the only thing I can't control is the version of your SP that shows up. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so that's your job, is to control the version of your SP that shows up. You've got the easiest job in the fucking world. And then I need you to report back movement, because as you report movement, then I know where I'm picking up. And then, and if there isn't a delay, then we fix that shit, because that's what this is all about. All right. All links are in my bio. Please. Spots are filling up fucking really fast, actually. So I love it. And I want to help all of you get your SPs back. So remember, what is today? Don't question shit Monday. We're not questioning anything. We're going to be and do. That's it. Be and do. Be, do, so you can have. Okay? Someone's actually taking my shit. Because I always used to teach that. Now people are taking it. Anyway, love that for us. Okay? All right, Taylor. Love you, bitch. Did you listen to my voicemail? Okay. I love each and every one of you besties, as always. And I will see you all tomorrow. But quick reminder that I don't know what time I will be on tomorrow. Should be around 11. Because if you think I'm going to be at the DMV past 10, nah. And do you think I'm going to get, nope, I got a hard stop. I got to get home. So I'll be home at 11. I'll be home before 11 so I can go live. All right. I love all you besties. And I will see you all in the WhatsApp group or tomorrow. Bye.